Against Viper, yeah, it's not going to be a really good lane for him. It's going to be really tough. I mean, they could swap things around. Like, it could just be potentially Magnus on a mid lane that can skewer away from any kind of problem. And, yeah, maybe they swap things around. We'll see.
It's not going to be that empower bot from the Magnus, right? He's going to go much more of the self-serving and potentially, you know, the Echo Saber build. Go and run people down with some big old hits. But he can, into that mid to late game, start empowering the Monkey King. They do, of course, like we were mentioning at the start of the draft, when we were expecting Monkey 4 and maybe, you know, support or offlane Prophet, they've still got the ability to catch people off guard very quickly if they're able to get, you know, a Blink Dagger on Magnus reasonably early as well. As we head ourselves into game 1 of this best of 2, OG taking on Thunder Predator here in the group stage for the International. Are you going to do your predictions, Lacoste?
Not today. Not today. We'll just, you know, I have enough points already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've used everything in the previous games and got everything correct. Unbelievable. I can't believe how good I am.
That's ridiculous.
It really is. So Saksa will be playing the Pangolier, position 4, starting with the Orb of Venom. Shield Crash got buffed, so I expect him to max it out. On level 5, 131 build seems really good. You can trade really well with the Shield Crash. Now it also applies a slow. Things have changed a bit with the Lucky Shot, so...
It was like, you know, securing range creeps, making sure you're getting up in the face of your opponents. As moves there on the Earth Spirit, also with his Orb of Venom, rolling around. OG with an early sentry and even pressuring up. They want that boar real bad. No Tail moves in with the help of the Boundless Strike and looking to body block Frank. He's going to have to back himself off though as Moose rolls in towards him. MJZ there in the midst of it all. No Tail, he's caught in behind enemy lines. Thunder Predator, 5 heroes here pretty much, all surrounding him. And OG going to leave No Tail to his own devices. Let him walk past the tier 3s and feed himself away for that first kill of the game, going the way of TP.
Yeah, I mean, they get some shared gold. He's starting with the Overwhelming Gods. There were a couple of times I remember I've seen Legion Commander being played as a position 5. It was mostly, like, you want to be able to lower the cooldown on press the attack, so you want to max out that spell, give more heal, give more attack speed, so I assume he's going to be maxing out that one.
What are you planning for, like, the first 20 minutes of the game, though, if your aim is to get towards your shard? What do you get? Ether Lens, Glimmer Cape, Force Staff?
I don't think he's going to be that farm, Gary.
No items?
Like, one item. Stick. You know what's a good item if you're playing position 5? Holy Locket. Yeah, increase that press the attack, healing, and you know, just can use that magic one. Holy Locket charges on anyone. Turn things around.
Back. Moves there, getting the experience, and of course all that shared gold, as our observer showed. And that mid lane, Radiant Observer Ward, it looks like just out of range of that sentry. Not going to get taken down, and Thompson, Monkey King against Viper. Not the most fun matchup to be in, especially with Leo Style spamming out these poison attacks, really laying it on thick early on. But he's getting his early CS in there, Thompson, so he'll be able to ferry out some salves and regen pretty handily for himself.
No point to get the Jingo Master. You're playing against the range hero. That range hero, in this case, is called Viper, so you're not going to be able to get too close to him. So you just want to be able to secure a CS with the Boundless Strike. Gotta be a tough lane for Thompson here.
Yeah, a real tough one. So yeah, it's going to come down to what, like creep manipulation, trying to drag that wave around, make sure the Viper doesn't get to sit on his high ground and pummel away at him. And there you see Leo Style. Oh, the 4th hit does come in from the Boundless Strike. Thompson mischiefs himself away into that tree mode, but Leo Style with the poison attacks, he's not going for it. Decides just to stick around by his tower anyway.
Leo Style already used a lot of mana. It's 200 mana, so a lot of pressure. We'll need to bring some extra mana regeneration. Has that 1 mango to work with. Thompson trying to apply pressure, but it's gonna be tough. Like, anyone in the chat knows that this is not an easy matchup for him.
It's gotta feel good though, right? Bullying Thompson out of lane. Starting that domination early on, as up towards top, we've got Frank and Moose, Beastmaster and Earth Spirit. Now, they've got decent ways here, you know, rolling in, having a double burst to slow people down. They can maybe go for the Legion, but Magnus, he's always going to be able to skewer away, isn't he?
I don't think they can kill Magnus. Magnus is a bit too tanky. His strength gain is super high, yeah, ridiculously high. And Legion Commander wants to be able to trade. Moment of Courage taken on level 2.
Oh, the courier.
Just be very annoying.
Is he fast enough? No tail is. Snipes out the courier. And it's down bottom. Good spear. Saxa trying to hide away in the trees. Those melee axes clipped him. And MJZ, the support Mars, he should get a few more slaps in towards Saxa as he shield crashes over the top of the troll. But Minos there with the final touches in the mid lane. A solo kill coming in from Leo style potentially. Thompson turns with a Jingu. Oh! It's close, but not close enough.
You gotta have those fairy fires, you gotta have stick charges, try to use bottle between the attacks.
Another spear. Seb's
lane.
in trouble this time. Sticks up, but down he goes. Saxa there to try and lap up whatever's left of this lane as Thunder Predator 4-0 off to a cracking start.
Yeah, bottom lane doing good, really good in terms of CS, 12 CS on this troll. We're gonna see that again. It was very close. All he needed was one hit. Yeah, fairy fire pretty much, and get one extra hit with the lifesteal. That would be enough.
Oh, No-Tail still doing a pretty decent job bullying them back there as Leo style with moves take down Thompson yet again, and MJZ dying to the tower in behind that bottom tier too.
A lot of things to, you know,
everything
spectate,
happening at
but
once.
Yeah, I mean, JJ's sitting next to me and he's like, what the hell's happening? But we'll forgive him.
Oh,
we know what he's capable of doing, but the
Steps too
No-Tail,
far forward.
kick back.
Great roll and kick back, you're right, and Frank with his boar, he's slowing down No-Tail. Fairy fires up, in comes Mag. Sumail looking for it, but he'll actually hold them away from No-Tail and kill the boar off.
Seems like Sumail forgot that he does not have enough mana for a shockwave, just skewered in, that's it. Try to scare them off, was successful.
So the things start getting better here for OG because it's been a bit of a shaky start, hasn't it? They're trying to weather the storm, get themselves up and running.
And they already managed to kill Thompson twice. So that's a big handicap for them.
It absolutely is, and it's giving a lot of momentum to that Viper from the mid lane, so we could start to see him shift his efforts into the side lanes.
I can tell you good and a bad thing. When Monkey King died straight away, one good thing is he will have TP ready. You know, if he gets going on by Viper and there's no Earth Spirit to stop the TP. The bad thing is he had to walk back, so right now he is level 4.5, while Viper is about to hit level 6 pretty soon bottom lane.
Minos, yeah, but he's got moves here, backing him up. Seb, he's been slowed down to a crawl, and there's the ensnare coming in from Minos. Quick swashbuckle out from Saxa, but it's such a long cooldown, he's being slowed by the axes. Thompson's leaping in with the Primal Spring. Saxa with a good shield crash means Minos has to back up a little bit, separating himself from the fight. As another roll, allows moves to escape, but MJZ, even with that salve, doesn't survive Thompson's rotation.
It might look like a good kill, like Thompson made a rotation, but we killed Mars. That's a position 5 Mars, so that doesn't happen too often. While on the mid lane, Viper just got level 6, so there is Nature's Prophet who's trying to stay there. Unfortunately, can't get close.
The courier dies to the creep wave, though. Minos gets a kill, but loses his courier. And then we can watch it back. Yeah, they come in with that full force, both supports there. Zone out Seb, who's been called in that key to the OG team. Slow down his progression. And, well, like you mentioned, Thompson rotating here is more of a desperation move than anything else.
He's trying to make stuff happen. He knows that he can't play into Viper, so needs to play the side lanes. Right now they have Seb on a mid lane, who's also a bit under-leveled for this stage of the game, about to hit level 5.
Oh, missed out on the God's Rebuke. Saxa dancing around with that shield crash. But that's not something OG fans would like to see. A Viper with their haste rune.
You need to be very careful about it. You make one move, you overstep, Viper's gonna come with that haste rune.
Well, look at them all mid. I mean, up top, sure, they're pressuring Frank back. Level 3 Beastmaster suffering a fair amount right now. Smoke across though, Moose and Leo arriving on the scene. They want the Magnus pretty badly here. The smoke will pop. No-Tail trying to draw the attention off to the left, but Viper's gone in for the kill. Sumail, the roll, it'll connect, stop the TP, catch the Magnus, and a huge kill for Thunder Predator.
They know. I like the way Thunder Predator is playing. They understand Beastmaster is a bit under-leveled. We don't have Roar available, so Earth Spirit will just be playing with the Viper. Once you use the Viper Strike, it's pretty much the dead target. You cancel the TP on the mid lane. MJZ collecting some XP on this position 5 Mars. There's one hero in the game that has 0 CS.
Who's that?
It's Earth Spirit.
Oh, yeah? Well, he's been rolling around. He's got no
He has
time
5
to...
assists. That's like 15 CS at least.
Yeah, 5 out of 8. No time to gather any moss there. I'm even going to take out a little stack in the jungle. Leo Star with moves, moving back up towards top. No tail. He's taken up this top lane, but he's been found yet again. Gets the press the attack off.
He's
Too
trying.
many heroes around him,
He was
though.
trying real hard to survive, but unfortunately, as a position 5 Legion commander, can't really do that much.
I mean, on the upside here, you know, you're looking at the lanes crumbling for OG, but they do have this Empower Magnus. They've got Monkey King who can find spaces on the map that you can't necessarily farm with other heroes. Like, he's taking bottom tier 1.
Once he starts playing around Magnus, he will empower him and he can come back into the game. He got the tower, so that's a lot of gold in his pockets.
And you mentioned earlier on the Mars taking that experience mid. You can be a little bit worried about how quickly he'll get into his arena, such a key component of Mars gameplay. And he should have that pretty shortly, given all that free reign in the mid lane. And OG doing a pretty much full lane swap now, right? Seb's holding onto top. Thompson's playing down in that bottom third of the map. And they are collapsing in towards mid with the 2 supports. Saxo and Notel with no ultis can't really do too much. Mainly here just to guard up Sumail as his farming patterns out from that mid lane back into the triangle.
OG will need to take a fight. They can't just go and group up around tower. There is Mars who's getting close to level 6. As you mentioned, he just hit it, so you need to be very careful. It doesn't necessarily need to be damage. It's about holding them in place. Also, we're approaching the 10-minute mark. Earth Spirit probably gets the tome then. He gets to level 6. A lot of overtime damage. Frank also hits level 6, but does not have any kind of mana to work with, so Roar's not going to be available. He's bringing something on the courier. 1 clarity, enough.
Yeah, soon to be a Helm of the Dominator though for him as they get into this dire jungle onto Seb. Sax is nearby, but again, no level 6 for him as they missed the spear, but in the arena, Seb's trap. Leo Star's arrival will seal the deal as that Nature's Prophet finds his end. And Saxa, silence, shield crashes to the low ground, but a great roll. Oh, never mind, he misses, but they've got the numbers. Thunder Predator 11-2 against OG. This laning stage has been absolutely spot on.
They have 9 more kills, but OG is ahead in terms of net worth, so that means that they are clearing the stacks, they are farming with the Empower. We're gonna see that again. The power of Arena. Doesn't matter what position you're playing, 9 minutes in, it's always gonna be a tool to keep you in place and just to allow your teammates to deal the damage. To go back to Mino's item build, going into Battle Fury, you know, always gonna be good to have a Battle Fury, yeah.
When's the last time you saw that item?
It's been a while.
It's been a long while, yeah. We used to see the Maelstrom Troll.
Most of the time, yeah. This might be, you know, something that sounds stupid, but you want to have... JJ's looking at me. You want to have something, if it comes to the late game, so that you have an upgraded Quelling Blade and get out of that Sprout.
Oh!
Yeah, it's very nice.
You think of everything.
I think ahead, Gary. Check this out. This is a new talent on Nature's Prophet. 75. Yeah, you heard that right. 75% miss chance for sprouted units.
That's nasty. Yeah,
so you want to get out of
blade.
that.
Get the hell out of the Sprout. Wow. That's a good shout. Thunder Predator taking their foot off the pedal a little bit, guarding their triangle as they do farm up that stack on Minos. Sax is even going to fake out the Rolling Thunder as they de-ward mid, but no tail rolled upon. Silence and kick, and in with the arena there, MJZ will allow Leo Star to arrive yet again to continue his streak, dominating up on the Viper as Saxa gets struck by the Viper, but he swashbuckles back to relative safety behind his tier 1.
So much overtime damage coming up from Thunder Predator. You catch them inside the arena. Viper, you have Earth Spirit, who didn't even use Magnetize. Viper with the Boots of Travel. Going into Dragonlance. Makes a lot of sense, you know, he is the dragon after all, so...
Right, well, while this is all happening, you mentioned it, right? Magnus farmed through all the stacks. He's 6,000 net worth now at 11.5 minutes. And I feel like we've not seen Monkey King on our screen for a good 5 minutes because he's just been sat bottom farming. Echo Saber's, what, 400 gold away? So OG, they're starting to hit these real key item timings, and you said they will need to fight at some point. They're definitely looking to wait for those items to be grabbed up first. They're pinging Leo. No tail wants in. Thompson.
It's a tough kill.
It's not easy. Boundless strike with the Wukongs and the duel. They're on this Viper and Seb arrives too. A winner for NoTail as Moose now in a 1v3, but he magnetizes NoTail. Speared up against the tree. Moose has to roll away.
Didn't count Seb in. He came in very early and also expected a bit of an earlier rotation from Thunder Predator.
Oh, Rolling Thunder. Ooh, he cancels it. Thinks about it again. This time he will let it rip. MJZ hiding away behind the bottom tower. Great spear stops the Monkey King's advance. But there's poor Mars stuck between that cliff face and the Rolling Thunder.
Rolling Thunder Predator, shall we say, Gary?
Yeah, rolling around in their graves at this point. A 3k lead picked up by OG, even with all that early dominance from TP. Frank with his helm. Centaur creep leading the charge. And OG going to feel the wrath of Leo Style now, trying to pick off the position 5 on that Legion Commander, but they've not caught with the roll, still with the slows. And there we go, the poison attack stack up. And NoTail will meet his end.
Kills don't matter, apparently. It doesn't matter how far ahead you are.
Excellent.
Those are just numbers. The relevant numbers are those small ones, the yellow ones, and it's a 3k gold lead for OG. We're going to see that again. Good Rolling Thunder from Saksa. Finds him pretty much perfect as a Pango player. Doesn't get better than this, you know. Love to see it.
Yeah, just absolutely fearless from OG as well, right? Diving at tier 2, 13 minutes into the game, knowing that the troll just isn't a factor yet. He's got Battle Fury and a couple hundred gold, but he's not really going to be doing too much.
That's why we don't see Battle Fury built on Troll. We don't see Troll also too often. I'll hold that thought.
Sumail, Shockwave, Skewer, Duel, dead. Leo Style, all of that laning phase dominance means absolutely nothing when OG catch you like that. Looking for the boar kills. Yeah, 100 gold from the Helm Creep too. Now tower after tower, map control all belongs to OG, and it really was that flick of the switch. We are ready, we got our items, let's play in that bottom portion of the map and make sure that Thunder Predator have nowhere to go.
Battle Fury finally ready on Troll, just needs to use the Courier. Problem with this build is you don't feel like you're ready to fight with the team. You want to be on a different side of the map, and like look at the inventory, it just doesn't look good.
Where are the stats? No stats gaming, just a little wand there for him. And he's got to be very careful too. Seb though, dealing with that battle trance, not something he's capable of. And snared and netted. Moose setting it up for Minos Troll. And he is on a mega kill streak.
It's a lot of attack speed that they got coming up from Troll, Beastmaster, so they could potentially go inside the pit. Maybe they need to have one extra kill, because both teams have enough damage, they have enough sustain to take Roshan. Also something that we did not mention, Hawk providing a lot of vision, always gives you that ability to smoke gank, go for the right target. Now we have a Blink Dagger on a Magnus, so it's going to be much easier to set things up, as we already seen, the Skewer back and the RP.
And now Frank's kind of in a position where he can continually do what the Monkey King's been doing bottom, right? He can sit top, soak up that entire jungle, and threaten tier 2 whenever OG leave the door open. As OG, Seb hiding in the trees, but it looks like Thunder Predator know that something's up. Yeah, they know that Seb's here. They try the roll, but he's threaded the needle. Now the ward will give up the game. Moose turned around on Thompson and Seb there. A roll off to the right, and
nice
he's away from
Moose.
it. Great kick out, and he's been spotted. Another roll. Oh, he's been caught out. The leap forward. Moose trapped now in the Sprout. Finished off by Thompson.
That was such a good play. Coming out from Seb, TP'd, blocked another roll, and then now they're gonna possibly take a tier 2 tower on the bottom. Look at Seb, building all these small items, understands things were not going well for him. Drums into Solar.
Oh, but Thompson going in wild here. Seb TPs and Leo Style, he's incredibly low, stuck in the Wukongs, down he goes, while Thompson and Seb hold them out. Quick TP home, Seb, there's no stuns coming, so they are free.
They needed Earth Spirit. Unfortunately, Earth Spirit did not have TP ready for 2 seconds. Would be maybe a... Because they're limited. There were no TPs. I don't think we saw Roar.
No, not
this
yet.
game.
Minos holding that top lane. Saksa going to go in with the Thunder. Oh, the Troll Warlord, he needs help here. Dueled up in the front lines as Seb and Saksa taken down to half HP, but the Troll still has the battle trance. He can turn and fight and will pick off that Legion Commander without even expending his ulti. but it still feels, oh, there's the roar. Boot to travel with the glyph on the creeps allows Leostar to arrive. Sumail, he fake bumps the RP, but he doesn't get it off onto anyone.
Oh, it looked like he actually did it. They might be confused, so we'll see what they think.
They do take that streak away from Thompson, though. But the past 5 minutes has been OG dictating this entire pace of play, taking towers, taking fights on their terms. Thunder Predator really need to get back into the groove.
I think the play there from Sumail was to go inside Viper's Nether Toxin and the fake bump that RP so that they think he used it.
I'll press the attack, get Saxer away from the spear. Troll Warlord was lurking on that northern side as well, trying to get in with the backstab. As his Yasha's done and BKB is well underway.
Going Battle Fury into straight up BKB just doesn't feel right, so you need to buy like half an item, and this is the perfect thing. You buy Yasha.
Well, top net worth hero, very tanky Magnus, 2,500 HP. Not someone you can bring down so easily, even with 4 heroes surrounding him. Still though, Thunder Predator want that tier 1 mid real bad. And they roll in towards the Pango. Another roll from Moose allows Leostar yet again to connect while Minos chasing in towards No Tail. A quick boundless strike from Thompson should seal the end of that chase.
I just thought of something funny, you know. I'm watching
that?
high-level pubs to see what's happening, what's kind of a meta, and there was this guy that was named Viper Dragonlance equals report.
Well, Leostar's getting a report from him. But here's what you mentioned earlier on, right? The attack speed, the ability to take down Roshan quickly. Frank and Minos slay the beast in his cave. And that's a troll with an Aegis now.
So he might swap things around right now. Doesn't need to go for a BKB. Since you have Aegis, might go for SNY instead, get some status resistance online. We'll see if he decides to go for it, since they have 1-2 abilities that go through magic immunity, and you just want to lower the duration of it. Smoke.
Yeah, when you feel like you've started to lay the pressure on, go for a smoke, find one of these big kills. As Thunder Predator wander towards the... Wukongs comes now from Thompson as they RP out, but Leostar's found by Saxa. A double for Sumail, 3 down from Thunder Predator. And Frank is deep in behind here in that dire triangle. Seb's thinking about TPing forward. Minos with his Aegis hasn't been able to stick on a target. Has to cut through the trees, and Frank is just being pounded by the Monkey King. 2 massive cores there. Sumail comes out with a triple.
One-man army.
This game feels like it's all OGs now. The fight has been won. Everybody's down from TP, and Minos, there's just no moving now. He's going to get kited to oblivion. Thompson
try to buy some time.
Thompson into tree mode. Sprout yet again disarmed as well, and that's it.
It was a good play from MJZ there, you know, trying to stay close to the edge so that he pushed, so that he's pushed on the high ground, which he actually does in that fight. Because pro players, they're good, you know, they learn all the tricks, they see it once, immediately, second time after, they will be able to use it, and it actually allows them to use the arena, but there's a bit too much. Also, like this Pangolier pick against Beastmaster, you roll in, you want to bait that Primal Roar every single time, but that's not the target that you want to go for.
And now they have the triple BKB on OG as well. I mean, Saxon and bottom, you know, start. Sure, it's a freebie for Thunder Predator, but the way that last team fight went really is an indication that they need so much more, especially when Frank is being picked off in the top lane. That's a defensive roar, but Sumail's in with a shockwave skewer and a dominating streak for this massive Magnus.
And they're also going to get the Dragon, easy 250 gold, and this should be a tower. Magnus will have RP ready in 30 seconds. Going for Satanic next to be able to dispel things, which is very nice against the Earth Spirit, against the Viper. Poison attack. Can't dispel Viper Strike, but just remove the stacks. And also, it kind of gives you the second life.
Yeah. That was Thunder Predator with Aegis advantage as well, don't forget. That was them potentially feeling as strong as they can in this game, making that first step forward. And OG just being so ready for them. With the BKBs and with that kiting around that bottom rune spot. What a great voice line.
Now Legion Commander has pressed the attack, Aghanim Shard. So that's a free BKB that he can use.
Beautiful. Sumail, he's smoked up, has an arcane rune. They won't be finding anyone immediately in the jungle. They'll just grab the outpost. Moose and Leo trying to shove that bottom wave with Nether Toxin, and maybe Moose thinks about cutting. But the map...
This feels like one of those
so
desperation smokes where you like try to... Not from OG, sorry, my bad. I thought that was Thunder Predator smoke. It was just an invisible hawk.
If they were to smoke, though, it would be a desperation
It
smoke.
definitely would feel like one.
And yeah, Moose is down here. Yeah, he's going to cut that next wave, isn't he? But the map just becomes so much smaller for you. Going back to what we said at the beginning of... Oh, he doesn't go for it. But what we said at the beginning of the draft, right? With this Nature's Prophet, the Magnus, the Monkey King, even Pango. The ability to move around the map so quickly and snap into these team fights with numbers. OG could be anywhere.
Now they feel comfortable. 3 BKBs, as you mentioned. Seb's strength was always the one that he knows what item to build to turn things around. In this case, that was a drum, a bit of tankiness. Then you get a Solar Crest armored that he's using on Thompson just for the siege momentum. Faking the ulti.
Thunder Predator on the defensive, but losing their tier 3. A 10k lead built up by OG means that, yeah, like you say, they are just comfortable. Move up to high ground. Thinking about the Wukongs, this time he will release it. Focus down the melee barracks, and Sax are going to be rolling in towards Minos. Catches the troll. One connection of the Rolling Thunder, but that's all OG wanted. Spend a couple of ultis, get a melee barracks, and get the hell out.
This is the exact same thing they did against the Lion. They had a Klings sieging the high ground, and you had the Legion commander behind him to be able to dispel things. Now gave him almost a 2-second BKB. He had a BKB ready for himself, uses Wukong's command so that they can't enter. They get the melee racks. It looks like a textbook example what OG will be doing at this TI.
Yeah, systematic. Beautiful stuff. They're sticking around, hey, Lacoste. Sumail's here. Has the Blink RP. He doesn't want Moose, he wants someone bigger, and Minos showing the Troll Warlord. Could be a great grab for them. He doesn't know where the rest of them are, though.
The horn toss.
Instead, oh man! Where did he go?
It's one of the better shards, like, for doing stuff. You know? You want to get that easy clap, you want to get the tip from your teammates, this is the shard to buy.
Easy clap. And what's the play here for Thunder Predator? Because, oh, watch this back. Yeah, they jump in. Sumail just knows the secure kill's there for them. And we start thinking about moving towards that next Roshan in, what, a minute 20 seconds. But for Thunder Predator, after, you know...
They just lost the momentum completely.
Feeling like you dominated laning stage, you were up, what, 12-2? And now
There's
the
a lot
game
of
feels
kills,
like it's over.
but OG understood, you know, our Monkey King, his laning stage didn't go too well. We need to make some stacks with the Empower. He's going to easily clear that, and we have this position for Pango. Once he gets the Rolling Thunder, can be all over the place. The global presence that you mentioned, and No-Tail, he was not afraid to go in and just die a couple of times. So
even before Rune
yeah,
spawned.
Just soak up some damage, take away the pressure on the map from Thompson and Magnus, so they can get some farm.
Well, we've got Helm of the Overlord. So Beastmaster now, he can think about that play up towards top lane, but the Rolling Thunder with Saxa there. Turning it on a dime, Leo style, horn tossed up in the Wukong's command, he's gone again.
A bit of an overkill, I would say. You know, they came in ready to take the fight. They just got the range barracks, which don't matter that much. They used the Wukong's command on top of it.
Might force a buyback though. 30 seconds with no Viper. And your mid lane is being pressured real hard as they TP in with Seb. Sumail's in the Sprout, and RP there comes out of the Magnus. They'll trap them inside the Mars Arena, but they've got these BKBs up, so Moose falling. Viper's still not buying back, but they get the Magnus and the Monkey King. Thunder Predator hold their high ground as OG may be a step too far. As this chase just won't stop, will it? Seb, he's been used up, they've caught him. BKB ends, TP's cancelled, and Thunder Predator, potentially with a swing back into this game, but Roshan is still another minute 40 away.
Unfortunately for them, this is not a fast Rosh spawn. Could change things around, you know, being able to get the Shard and the Aegis would make them play a bit more open on the map. And now Troll, level 22, going back into SNY. Let's see that one again.
Yeah, Thompson very aggressively just up on the high ground. And then Seb sprouts Sumail, he's trapped in there, just a single RP. Monkey King.
It was very close that he catches Troll Warlord there, but unfortunately did not manage to do it with the RP.
Yeah, Minos turns and whacks them down. Of course, that kill on Seb at the end. Cherry on the top. All 3 cores blown up. And a breath of life in the game plan here for Thunder Predator. 45 seconds now for Roche, and of course they've got the ability to scout it out when he does respawn. Oh, is that a rune? Oh, no, it's Monkey King.
Leostyle is in a place where if he gets a BKB, that's gonna be a defensive tool, but still does not gonna give him more damage. The longer you live, of course, you're gonna deal more damage. But since you're Viper, it's gonna be tough. I don't feel he's the real position 2 in this game.
Oh, that's the thing, right? He's Viper, and we're basically in late game for the Viper. 30 minutes in. He's still got a long way to go, item-wise, to actually scale into any real form of threat. But OG, with this split push from Seb, starting to show some cracks.
What a player.
In
This is your offlaner that just TPs and plants the high ground ward that could potentially change how this game ends.
Saxa thought that they were in the pit already. Rolling Thunder used up. They do have that blink RP, but Thunder Predator are holding the dire side of the Roche pit, while OG are using this opening to push back in towards the Radiant base. So it's now a choice that Thunder Predator have to make. Do we come back and defend? Do we take down Roshan? And they are going to go for Roche. But Thompson's jumped in. Roared up, the Wukong's there, he's BKB, so down to half HP. Minos, he's battering Thompson in a good arena. Catches on the left side, but the RP, they turn back onto Frank. They kill off the Beastmaster. Minos has to battle trans. Thompson down. Monkey King, he hits the ground, but Sumail skewers Minos off to the left, but it's the Troll Warlord. The real victor of this fight, picking up the pieces of a Thunder Predator, and he'll find another one.
Unfortunately, Thompson does not have a buyback. He's 50, 100 gold short, and this is going to be a big, big W for Thunder Predator. They're going to go inside the pit, actually allowing MNZ to use the ulti, go back to full HP. Once he picks up the Aegis, next item is going to be Satanic, so he's going to have 3 lives.
And now they roll Saxa. That's a team wipe, all things considered. They absolutely annihilate them. There's a DD rune spawn bottom. A huge opportunity now, and look at this, Seb is pushing mid, Thompson jumps in, so a bit of disconnect there for Team OG as they try to execute multiple plans at the same time. Sumail says a good RP, they just don't have that strength of 5 heroes.
Yeah, they just don't have enough damage. Troll is the way he was building it for this game. It was not for an early game, and this is exactly what he wanted. Double damage is in the bottle.
I'll take down at mid-tier 3. Yule Spear catching out No-Tail, disappears.
They might go for the end.
They look
for
towards
tier 4.
the tier 4s. They want the racks first. They're considering it. They've got a catapult here, but OG are all respawning now.
They're still respecting the horn toss, the skewer back into the fountain could change things.
It just feels good. As a player, you just know it feels good.
And with the way Dispersion works, just an item that tanks you up is always going to feel nice.
Yeah, just raw stats. Any illusion hero, too, benefits from stats pretty heavily. And EG, I think both teams are okay with that. As a carry Spectre, you're fine to come in real quick and get a kill with your Haunt. And then on EG side, you're fine if they use Haunt to kill a 5.
Yeah. Are you feeling the state of this game favors either team right now?
T1 is in a much better spot coming out of the laning stage than I thought they would be.
Yeah.
It's a matter of who makes the next move, and if EG gets tier 1 mid in the next 3 minutes, I think the map's going to shut down for them very quickly. But if they can manage to kind of just hold the door and keep their area of farm available to them, I really like what the state of the game for them. I think the status quo favors them right now. EG smoked up. They seem to agree.
What can they make happen with this one? They want to strike before some of these perhaps BKB timings. Kuku with the Midas, typical Doom build, but isn't quite online just yet. 14-minute rune going to come out. Teasy even looking to join the fight for this one. They go on the puck, and they hit him with the global silence as he comes out. He gets caught by the last word. The Doom is there on Arteezy.
He's right there, stop the BKB TPs.
Yeah, catch him with a roar. Moves rolling across. They had that Hawk vision onto Saxa. OG retreating as a unit, though. No individual TPs, no filtering one by one. They hold hands and walk back together. The power of friendship. Making sure no one gets left behind, no one gets forgotten. So Hana means family, Lacoste.
What did you say, Gary?
Don't worry, you never listen to me anyway.
No, I was just trying to check something, and it's okay. You know, it just shows how well we work together. I don't even have to listen to you, and we're doing well.
JJ's having fun anyway. Oh man. Well, what's the next move for Thunder Predator though? Do they try and brute force a push? Because right now they're just contending with wave after wave. They'll get a catch. It's a good arena spear. Saxa looking to force the fight around Seb. He's been used up though as the RP lands in. They're going to get the Roar down, but they've finished off moves. No buyback on the Earth Spirit, but Minos is in. Tries to aim towards Thompson, but the Yules and Rolling Thunder catching the Troll means MJZ has to spear them back. Minos. Oh, he's still got Aegis for 30 seconds. Not going to expend it just yet, so it's one death for Thunder Predator and nothing lost by OG.
Satanic in the backpack. I think at this point of the game where you're holding Aegis, it's much better to just have Satanic, because instead of a BKB Dobson.
Is he going to go for this? Well, this BKB up he is. He knows he's being left to his own devices down here, but Minos, he's got the ability to bash him, trap him there through the BKB, and his streak, that mega kill, picked up. But on your doorstep, you're fighting near your bottom tier 3. You can't really pivot this into anything bigger.
This is the second time Sumail goes in and just fakes the RP. It looks like he's using it, and I believe like he timed it perfectly with Pangolier stun. So you're like, yeah, I'm stunned, but you're not stunned by the RP. So it might, you know, give you a false impression that you're safe. Like, he's just used RP, let's go. Didn't happen.
Now we see Thompson falling again. He thought he was safe up on the treetops. Not to be.
Tier 3 tower. Getting lower and lower. These treants very annoying to deal with.
This game is a butt clencher for Thunder Predator, knowing that at any moment you could be up against mega creeps. The way that Seb is ratting out the entirety of this map. Shadow Blade plus Nullifier done on him. As Leo Style looking to build up a Skadi there after his BKB.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Has 5,000 gold in the bank. Right now just saving for buyback.
Was that a DD rune
That's
spawning
a DD
top?
rune top. Indeed. Indeed.
Indeed. Who's going to take it? Sumail on the Magnus. And like you've been mentioning, with that RP, he could pick some big off. It's Frank, though, just getting shockwaved and horn tossed. Moved around and displaced as OG come back onto their side of the map to clear out some of these waves. It looks like MJZ should, TP home back to the fountain safe and sound, but does lose his courier in the process.
Legion Commander, very interesting item build. Would definitely not guess. 4 staff plus a psychic headband, so you have cast range on duel plus a talent, which is nice, and then you have increased 4 staff range, so you can push people out of the Beastmaster ulti, which is very nice.
Well, did I see that right? He's got 20 bonus damage from duel victory from a position 5 Legion
Yeah,
Commander. That's impressive!
I think he got it pre-10-minute mark. Didn't get anything after, because you
sick.
do not want to go in. It's more, when you're playing that 5, it's more about, like, I don't care if I die.
I'm a stun.
Yeah, pretty much. You're just a lockdown.
Oh, you naughty, naughty dragon. They brought 3 heroes back for that as well. Knowing how much damage that Frank has been doing. Thunder Predator kind of trying to even the board here in terms of creep equilibrium with the barracks falling. Spell Prism grabbed up. Who wants that on OG? Is it particularly good? Well, Penta-Edged Sword. Yeah, give that to the Magnus or the Monkey King. That's huge.
Nature's Prophet's holding Quickening Charm, so if he wants to swap it out, it's a better item overall.
Aiming for that Silver Edge to finish it off. Do you think that's going to be one of the biggest items this patch, the Silver Edge, the new build up to it?
Oh, definitely. You know, we might not see enough of it if Tiny keeps getting banned, because it's a tiny item.
Top tower is under attack.
That's true. Well, with Roshan returning in just a couple of seconds, it's going to start to become a brawl around the pit as Minos and Moose pair up. Looking for Saxa, Yules himself. Well, he's been ensnared and bashed. And you're right, the BKB forced out there, but it's still a kill is a kill. And if you're aiming for Roshan, you want to force the hands of your opponent.
Gotta be careful. You know, it's a 6-second BKB, but still, if he has buyback, if the rest of the team is behind him, then you don't have a BKB for the next fight. Roche is up. Let's see what it is. It's Aghanim Scepter.
Who's that for? Who wants the Ags this game?
I wouldn't mind seeing Earth Spirit.
Yeah. Especially when Troll is your position 0, right? Is your S tier carry. You want that ability to save him if he does get caught out in an RP or in a duel. That would be very nice for Moose to have the ability just to reset the fight around the Troll. Mag with an Assault Cuirass. Reduce that armor even further over on TP, but also gives him a bit more tankiness against the Troll. Even seeing an Aether Lens on the Pango. As the dance of death begins. Thunder Predator always contending though with the creep waves. They've got to push out bot. They've made sure mid is across the river, so now the focus for the other 4 is top lane, while we see Leo Style on the minimap in the base. He's chasing Treants. Come back here!
Those Treants did so much. And on the other side, you have Black Dragon, who's also causing a bit of an issue. But Treant seems to be more annoying.
Thompson prancing around, thinking about starting Roche. I mean, with Seb creating so much space, they absolutely could have a crack at kicking off Roshan. Black Dragon. Sumail blinks away. Not wanting to get caught, but yet again we take a peek into the life of Leo Style. It's not a happy one. He is very miserable right now. He's not playing Dota, he's playing Enfo's Team Survival or something, just wave after wave of creeps hitting him.
He's defending the base. He's playing the Dota, you know, defense
yeah?
of the Ancients.
Is that what it stands
he's
for?
there, yeah. He's right there defending the
that.
Ancient from the Treants. This is a big fight. This is a big fight for both of these teams. Like whoever gets the Roshan, whoever gets the hands on the Aegis, Treants just keep you know, that's unhealable damage. Nothing you can do about it.
Leo Style's like, guys, please go start a fight, roar someone, catch anybody. Ooh, he pings Seb. He knows that Prophet just TP'd bottom, but Moose can't get a latch onto anyone in that.
Oh, Seb getting caught bottom.
Hey, he's BKB'd himself up, turns with a nullifier. Seb is fighting. They've also got a Yules on the Magnus. Moose has been found. So the first casualty of war is the Earth Spirit, while Seb, he's trying to sprint away. There's no more reveal. I think there was one Radiant Sentry there, but Troll, of course, not carrying any himself. Means they need Moose to buy back as Roshan has already been pummeled into the ground. Thunder Predator losing out.
That was such a big brain play from Seb. He goes in, even pops a BKB, commits for a Viper. They even get the buyback from Moose on the Earth Spirit. They rotate to bottom while the rest of the team is just waiting. Throughout the Dota history, we've seen this type of a move so many times, and it works. It seems to work a lot of the times. Troll, Battle Trance, strongest spells, so that's going to be nice for him.
Super handy, yeah. You've got to know that Leo Style is like screaming into comms, like, guys, please, do something, stun anyone, let me get into a fight. He just doesn't want to be stuck back in his base. As you said, there was an Aghanim Scepter there, right?
Yeah, Monkey King picked it up, of course.
Cool. Empowered Monkey King now with that nice little Aghanim Scepter, creating all those statues. Halberd being built up by No Tail's Legion. So another way to contend with the Troll Warlord. And Thunder Predator for what feels like the third, fourth time this game on the back foot yet again because of outmaneuvering by OG.
OG would definitely love to have level 25 on Monkey King for additional Wukong's command ring, to be able to zone them out completely, focus the barracks, come back in, get the mega creeps that already did a ton of damage with the greater Treants.
It's been a good showing by Thunder Predator, even if they've been up against it. Minoz, this Troll Warlord, has been a real force to be reckoned with. OG are respecting it right now as he front lines against the Treants. Sumail, though, with the Horn Toss, skewers him back into the RP, and they've got the Wukongs there. Roaring at the Monkey King, Frank tries to kick it off, but MGZ's already dead. And Arena will trap a couple of OG inside.
Beast.
But the focus on Frank, dueled up, and Sax's roll connects in beautifully as Moose. Destroyed by that Wukong's command, and a spear back onto Seb will allow Leo Style to whack into him, but even through the BKB, Thompson's Monkey King looking to slay the Viper. He'll slither back to his fountain.
Buyback from Seb.
But Mega Creeps are going to be coming soon. One more barrack stands in that middle lane, and OG will focus in towards it. Another boundless, and this Minos troll just cannot catch a break. Can't get into a fight. He jumps in now with the Abyssal Play. Minos, horn tossed around though. He's being kited. Yuled up, nullified. Barracks have fallen. Gets denied, I believe, as they do actually get the Mega Creeps as Minos. He's 1v4, 1v5. MGZ's here. Tries to stand by the troll side. Have they got reveal? No tail kills a sentry.
Available.
Seb, the press the attack. He turns back. He's got the nullifier on the troll. Dueled up by No Tail. Minos is about to fall, but gets the battle trance off. Barely in time. No more Satanic. No more BKB and the Troll Warlord. He's down for 100. Forced to buy back. But it's only him and the Viper.
And now the Mega Creeps are coming. Like, they need some kind of miracle. Unfortunately for them, they don't have any repositioning abilities to throw them back into... Like, they have a Spear of Mars, but I don't think that's enough. OG knows something's going to be tried, and now they're just going to go and hit the Ancient. That's it.
Yeah, finish off this game. I mean, they give it a whirl here as the Abyssal Blade up. Nullified though, Minos is stuck inside the Wukong's command, and the Sprout. No way to battle up against OG as they really did maneuver so beautifully across that map. You know, a number of times, laning stage, 20 minutes in, 30 minutes in. It looked like Thunder Predator had these little edges, these little windows to get back into the game.
Yeah, Thunder Predator, we gotta give them credit. They played so well first 10, 12 minutes of the game, and then suddenly crumbled. Like, they made all the right moves. Earth Spirit was playing with the Viper. They had what, 12, 13 kills, while OG had only a couple, 2 or 3 kills. But in terms of net worth, OG were always staying ahead pretty much and stacking. You have Monkey King, you have Magnus, your Monkey got destroyed early on, and you have tools to make a comeback into this game. And OG just did some great moves, especially the one with the Seb in the end where he baits on the bottom lane. They take Roche, easy peasy.
I mean, do you think this is, due to the draft, right? You're looking at Troll being your really only carry, the Viper, the Earth Spirit, more laning phased into early mid-game
Viper
heroes.
fell off too quickly.
He did, right?
He did.
Yeah, I mean, OG played spectacularly to come back into that game, rally around that Monkey King and the Magnus as they, like you said, cleared out all those stacks. But we will take a quick 5-minute break and return with Game 2 of this series. See you in a bit.
Like,
yeah, you have to be really careful. I learned this. So when you use the Axe Scepter and you kill the person, you can't. The illusion that you took the place of leave. It disappears.
So you're
So
stuck
you're
there.
Yeah, you're stuck there. So you actually have to leave ahead of time.
Oh, this time around.
This is what exactly just happened.
Oh no.
Is he out?
He's got TV.
Okay, that
So
was
you-
exactly what just happened.
So it's like you want to go back to where you came from and leave your illusions to finish off the kill.
Yes, and if you,
ideally.
the problem is with support, sometimes you actually kill them so fast that you don't even realize. I think that's what just happened there.
Yeah.
So fortunately, there was nobody else around that time around.
I feel like Spectre this tournament is going to be like the hero these support players have nightmares about.
It always is. There's no positioning when the hero can just push a button.
Yeah.
It's very expensive, or it's very costly to find out that the opponent has a ward when you're against Axe Spectre. You usually find out by dying.
We'll see where Cole looks to go. Has the X queued up, but holding on to the money for now. And we're certainly thinking about Roshan buybacks. It's kind of that crucial stage of the game where T1 have their ultimates back now. And you mentioned this is where they're in control. This is when they want to make the move, and they're going to smoke up with Force. Spectre able to farm and push out lanes, can always haunt on in.
Tide's got a refresher.
EG themselves gonna meet this, with the refresher Tide.
Who's
Can
jumping
they
who
blow
here?
up someone like the Puck? That would be huge for them. Ice. Smoke gonna pop. He doesn't want to commit anything when he sees the Doom, perhaps knowing that he can BKB quickly. You definitely can't rely on a Blink Ravage on a BKB target. They get the Doom out on Arteezy. He needs help. He needs that IO save. The mech is there. Crit healing him up a little bit. There's going to be the first Ravage. It catches at the Doom. That manages to pick him off now. The Global Silence keeping things down for now as EG throw him up in the air with a Ravage. And Ice has perhaps won this fight as EG Arteezy. He gets off the ultimate. Healing himself back up a little bit. The chase is on T1. Haven't got the outcome they were hoping for. Not ready for the refresher Tide, and they're going to lose 3.
I don't know exactly what happened there with the coil, but when you have the Spectre Haunt, that has to be used to scout out crit. Because if they manage to pick off crit there, Arteezy's 100% going to go down. And the coil was used on, I believe, Abed, rather than crit. And although it's like a core storm, I think crit's actually more important in this case than anyone else on all of EG, to make sure that relocate does not go off, or at least even just the sustain. Because he's got Holy Locket mech. That's like 1,000 HP.
He's playing around with an Ag Shard as well.
Oh, that could be really frustrating for Spectre or Puck, or even Doom, who tries to blink in and get the stun off. It makes the tether stun. The old tether, the classic like 5 years ago tether. It's a 1.75 second stun. Against a hero like Troll, you could just die full of 0 if you get stunned by that.
Relocate down bottom just for some farming.
It's really important. This is really nice. That means you can kind of just play top with the entirety of EG and never have to worry about coming bottom again. Titan Sliver as well.
Against the Doom, we saw last fight, just biding your time for that Doom to wear off is just such a crucial part of this Troll's game.
Yeah, magic resistance is also amazing against ET, who removes all of your base magic resistance.
Do you think the Doom priority needs to change now that Tide has this refresher? Because we've seen Doom almost exclusively on Arteezy this game.
Yes, I do believe that early on in the game, it was more important, but now, unless you plan to catch the IO, you either have to get Troll and IO. As we see, Carl attempted to coil Abed actually, but he missed. That's the one thing that scares me about T1's lineup. I don't think you can afford to miss any of their combo, because they just have so much combo break on EG that 2 out of 3 portions of the puzzle are not going to be good enough. As you see there, Arteezy narrowly surviving.
Ice. Timing that first Ravage perfectly to clip the Doom. Not sure if he meant to blink and catch more, but it worked out fine because EG caught T1 completely by surprise with the second Ravage. But more than anything, it was just keeping that Troll alive.
I think it's not. You're not even like expecting to catch anymore. You're just like, if you guys are sticking around to try to finish off the Troll, I will get you with this Ravage. So it's covering all their bases, like kind of just guaranteeing safety for his carry.
Yep. Yeah, Spectre jumping in or something could have maybe been the killing blow. Looks like EG are going to be ready, but T1 just making sure everything's working on their voice comms.
He's sticking with the Paladin Sword, Arteezy, as opposed to the Titan Sliver for now. He might be swapping that out since they recently found it.
I mean, you're playing with Io, obviously amplified healing, always great, but...
What is this? A game of some sort?
I'm skeptical of it being better than Titan Sliver, but he does not have a source of lifesteal. And I like Arteezy's
Casual
build
Sange.
The Casual Sange, into Satanic. Your job is to stand your ground because there's no running from Puck Doom. And you've got the IO to help you do that. And even if... Oh, he's got the... Oh, never mind. He's got the whole Sange and Yasha. I thought it might have been just Casual Sange.
Oh, that's... that's probably where he doesn't want the Time Sliver. He's already got the status resist, so...
Yeah. Oh, and he is going for the on Spectre into the Ags, then Orchid, because you had the Oblivion Staff, but he actually just went for a late Orchid. It's pretty good here. Even just making it so you can Orchid the IO, honestly, just to prevent him from tethering, could be good enough.
Zephyr, TP's out. Hiding in the trees there is Crit and Arteezy, just making sure all these lanes stay as pushed out as possible. Carl hasn't really grown on his Puck. He's holding onto a lot of gold here. Hasn't quite been able to get to that next big item just yet.
Looks like he's deliberating, but they've already got the Doom with the Shivas queued up. I imagine you almost always want to go Shivas on Doom because it helps you lock on to whoever you Doom, and also usually you beat Doom by sustaining, and the Shivas with the 25% heal reduction aura helps you out there a lot. So yeah, he does get that. I doubt Carl will go for a second Shivas.
Also will help boost his mana pool, which, you know,
Absolutely.
probably wants a refresher
Yeah.
at some point if this game does drag on, maybe even as his next item.
Yeah, he doesn't need much time for that. He's a Doombringer with Midas and a Quickening Charm.
Yeah.
So very nice item for Doom there. Basically a second Midas with the way it works with the Devour as well as the Midas.
We'll see EG play that map starvation game. They've got the Aegis now. They've got the ability to keep T1 bottled up in their base. Bottom lane's the one place where T1's able to kind of poke their noses out, send a support to go push. They do not seem to have much interest in trying to take a fight to EG right now.
That's the beauty of that relocate bottom that EG did earlier, because now T1's the one that has to go push bottom, because the only way to
You're
take
very
EG
limited
out
in
of
what
their
you can do.
triangle is to force
Now
EG
that
to
I'm
go
thinking
bottom,
about that
because you
game
don't
when they
feel
had double
happy walking
damage
high ground
in the
into a
bot.
global plus Tide plus Aegis. So it just gives EG control of the map because T1's now the team that's forced to go bottom. So it's little things like that that EG does really well that sets themselves up on the map. And I think T1's acting accordingly. I don't think they have another choice now that they're down by 6k and there's the Aegis on EG. They don't really have like a clear target to go on. Troll's kind of the one they've been committing on to so far. I don't think Abed's ever going to present himself either.
EG did go for a little smoke to try and see where they could maybe find a pickup on the map, but T1 playing very good around there. Kind of lack of vision, just really doing the bare minimum to push out these lanes as far as showing themselves and committing.
Looks like 23 Savage is being annoying. He's forcing them to react. He agsed Mantha and just instantly left. And Crit was forced to untether Arteezy and tether onto Fly just to make sure he stays alive. But yeah, this is what T1 does best. We were talking about the stall game. You can't get away with the way they play if you don't avoid those types of smokes. Because that's exactly how teams like to end the game. That's like an end-the-game smoke from EG. It's kind of fishing for a big kill. And if you give it to them, you're in some serious trouble.
Speaking of, end the game plays, this isn't maybe kind of, well, no, end game item. We see a Lincoln's here now picked up for the Tide Hunter. That's going to make this Doom's life a lot more difficult getting that ultimate off.
I want to see if he can time it. If he can get somebody to pop his Lincolns and then refresher. Block the Doom. It's going to be the first time for everything. I've never seen it. I don't think I've ever seen a refresher and a Lincolns in someone's inventory. Except for the people that are from Dota 1, where they learned how to be efficient was to buy 3 Perseverance.
Yes, that was, you rush Perseverance on every hero.
Yeah.
That was the old school build.
Yeah, back
Perseverance
when they get 10
Radiance.
damage. Yes, exactly.
It was a Medusa build.
I don't think it was a Tide build, though.
No. There you go. Another little poke coming from 23 Savage. Both teams just posturing around each other here. Cuckoo sees Arteezy on the front lines, but doesn't want to go on him. Storm, Abed zipping in here, but he gets caught. There's the Doom coming out. They get the coil as well. He is donezo and doesn't have buyback. That could have been a buyback opportunity since they committed a lot to kill him, but without it, EG probably just have to back off.
Abed's slightly overextending, and you can just see that even though EG's up by 6k, how scary T1's lineup is, right? Like, he overextended for a split second, and he's just insta-stomped, insta-coiled, and just dead. So they've absolutely got the firing power needed to bring down targets. Obviously, the Aegis really puts a damper on T1's ability to do so. But we're just seeing here what this Aegis' impact in this specific game is. Whenever you have a Doom in the equation, Aegis always goes up in value. And once this Aegis goes away, which
it's gone now, yeah.
I think
for a couple minutes.
EG's always going to have to be very scared when that Doom is available.
Yep. We are seeing that. T1 don't want to overcommit on Arteezy lives. They've, it worked for them great throughout the early game, but last fight or two, they throw too much on him. And if he gets bailed out by Crit's IO, then that's where the fights have gone a bit south for them, so.
Timeless Relic for Storm, of course. So
has the Storm got the Ags? He headed there, I got to imagine?
He's headed there, but he ain't close. He stopped. He took a pit stop for the Bloodstone and lost some charges there. I really feel like the game changer is this Elder Titan in the late game. Because he just makes every core paper if he's actually alive. Now the question is if he can actually stay alive. Because there's some scary damage coming out from
Yeah,
EG.
that feels more maybe like the spirit with the magic resistance, but getting close to someone to get rid of their armor is a tough ask.
Yeah, just get like BKB Axe, honestly. That's all he needs. Aesthetics cap. That's a big one. Because that gives you status resistance, 40%. Which I believe applies when you get the spell casted on you. So like if Doom was casted and you have the cap, I believe you will get 40% resistance on the Doom itself.
Okay.
So that's something I will find out for sure, conclusively in this game.
That sounds nice. Timeless Relic on both sides, by the way. Puck's got one as well, so...
Nobody's taking it, so maybe it doesn't work that way. Or maybe they don't know either, kind of like me here, and they're just like...
they
"Not
don't want to
worth
figure
finding
out in middle of TI.
I've got a little bit less invested in this mystery.
Yeah. Carl just playing very aggressive on the map with the Aeon Disc, feeling like he can push the limit of his hero a bit further.
Yeah, they don't have any dispels. Actually, they don't have Axe Troll, yeah. They don't have any dispels for the Aeon Disc, so once he pops that, he will for sure be able to disengage from there. Or just cast all of his spells and kill somebody with the Axe Coil.
Reaching that 40-minute mark soon. Tier 4 items all out on the map, and here's, especially these carries, these cores, they're hitting that kind of max item status. Big Doom coming out. They're going in Arteezy's Troll. Is the Eye going to back him up here? There's the first. Ravage looking for a second, but the Earth Splitter does a lot here with the coil on several, but Abed, he's still alive for now. He's in the front lines just doing all kinds of damage here. They're taking the Doom. Arteezy is just, yeah, he is full health. BKB Troll, unstoppable, and that fight went awful for T1.
That was such a cool play from Zephyr. He blinked in and used the shard on Snapfire to push Arteezy out of the coil, and I swear, he was like 50 units from the edge of that coil, and it would have killed him. And man, it's like Dota's so cool for that, but it seems pretty depressing that you can be like 50 units of a coil breaking from a carry dying compared to wiping you know?
Game of inches.
It's crazy.
And that's where, you go back to you mentioned, a couple patches ago where Puck was like the mid-hero. The hero felt at its best and strongest when you had that synergy with something that can break the coil. We saw it a lot with the Tinies, the Earth Spirits. They're trying to make it happen with the cookie there, but couldn't quite do it.
That's definitely a ultra poor man's, poverty, homeless version of the Earth Spirits and such. But yeah, I respect it. They knew they needed every little ounce of damage that they got, and that Paladin Sword plus Satanic plus Io, it was barely enough. So what do you know? Arteezy gets it.
I mean, great game. This is neck and neck, 15 to 16 on kills. EG get themselves another Roshan. They got the last one as well, but that does not necessarily change the state of the game too much. It does give them a bit of an edge, some breathing room, but we saw T1, they're very good at just playing it safe and keeping up on farm to a certain extent, even when they're playing into EG with an Aegis.
I feel like EG, with this draft, really tested T1 saying, we know you execute really well, but just how well can you execute? We've got so many ways to prevent you from finishing off targets, and you're seeing how close it is, man. It's crazy. That like it's so much like it's just one little spell here or there on either side. One guy misclicks anything, the saves or the actual combos themselves.
Yeah.
Even just like what if like Zephyr goes for a Veil or a Kaya or something, like just something that gives them an extra 200 damage. Could that make the difference? Probably. What is he? Oh, he's killing the creep wave. Interesting.
Gonna get punished for it.
Was that really that desperate of a situation? It might be. He's saying that mid-creep wave worked his death.
He's pinging those two melee creeps that slip by, so he's saying someone needs to get him the ET, trying to... But
honestly, I respect that. You got to know your worth. And creep waves at this stage in the game that represent the high ground push can mean a lot. They can be worth a whole lot, so that's what he's saying. 23 Savage might be in some trouble.
Oh yeah, they global silence after the Manta. They throw out a Ravage as well. They're committed, and they're going to get this kill. No buyback as well. He gets Not with his pants down as Artesia. Ice is going to go for the refresh plate instantly. Has the refresher as well as the refresher shard. So ravages galore from this Tidehunter. That may be the call for the high ground now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was all meant to buy time for 23 Savage to represent some sort of pressure somewhere else for EG to address, and they addressed it. You know, they more than usually you'd call necessary.
It's like the first big mistake we've seen from the Spectre this game, but it is a costly one. Doesn't have buyback, and looking like it could be at least one lane of Raxia going the way of EG.
He's got leveler too, so
yeah,
a lot of damage.
Carl looking for a creep wave, I believe. Not gonna find it. Arteezy will finish off both melee and range tracks, make his way towards top. Cuckoo just trying to bait out some spells. Not gonna achieve a whole lot there as they continue to try and delay. Using the ET, the stomp is there, the kiss is raining on down. Arteezy getting a little low here, but he's got the sustain. No chance of killing him through the Satanic, and Cuckoo got stunned as he jumped in. Was that the tether stun?
Oh, the tether stun, yes, the tether stun.
He got the puck.
We
Has
talked
the
about that
Aeon disc.
earlier.
Okay, he gets out of there with the help of the Aeon disc, but I think it was Doom as well getting caught by that one. That is problematic for him as EG going to find themselves taking a second lane of Rax here, uncontested.
Now, all the viewers at home who haven't watched Dota in like 5 years, and they're like, how are they blinking into this tether stun? The most powerful part of that shard is tether hasn't stunned for like 5 years.
Yeah, right.
So these players aren't used to getting stunned by a tether. So it's really hard to be like, oh yeah, like even though you know it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, how many times have you blinked into a tether?
They want crit, they jump in the eye, but he's got a cheese there that heals him up instantly, and now the Ravages from Ice. He'll turn and blow up the puck, as well as the Spectre, who still does not have buyback. And this could be it for T1. Cuckoo desperately trying to go in and find somebody on the backlines, but EG, they're all fully healthy. And Arteezy, eye on the prize, going for the Raxi. This will be the Mega Creeps as Abed jumps in with the Axe Vortex, catches out two. The follow-up is there, and the Earth Split are going to be absolutely useless as EG will kill three and secure themselves. Game number one. A really back-and-forth game, one where we saw...
You know that Ravage is going to be used. There's no way to play around it.
You need that trap card, something that's like, hey, hang on, I've got this. I mean, Undying here into the Snapfire as well. You mentioned the egg earlier on. Snap can clear out the Tombstone reasonably quickly. How much of Undying 3 have you seen? Because I've seen whispers of this Undying position 3 with like Echo Saber running at people.
Yes, I've also seen mid Undying with the like Echo Saber. You get Orchid, you get a Blink BKB, you get on top of people and just keep killing them. And what's strong about this hero, if it's played on a mid lane or an off lane, you clear the stacks. You drop the stack, but in this case, it seems like it's just going to be a position 5 most likely.
Now, does this indicate to you, with the Medusa pick, that Weaver's going to shift, or do we see the mid Medusa and Weaver stays as a position 1? I guess they're keeping things still reasonably open.
Weaver's a type of a hero that can come online quickly, can buy time. You don't necessarily need to go for the late game if you're having Weaver and Medusa on the same team, so you can just go around and be more active. But I feel in this case it's gonna be a position 4 Weaver, and you have Medusa as your 1.
So then you have Arena with Medusa dealing out the damage, potential saves from the Undying Soul Rip, the Weaver with that, maybe Aghanim's Time-Lapse could come out.
On the other side, OG, Morphling and Earthshaker.
Oh yeah.
Good old combo. No matter how bad things are going for you, once you get that Aghanim Scepter, can easily swap things around and suddenly you're 10k gold ahead. Seen it so many times throughout the Season 1. It was super popular in Southeast Asia, especially when Earthshaker's Shard was a bit OP. Now it's quite balanced, I would say. And still, we see this combo. Like this combo, these two heroes are like BFF.
Yeah, I mean, Alliance did it earlier on, right, in their series against OG,
yes.
So definitely raised some flags there on OG. Oh, yeah, we forgot about that one. Let's go grab it.
Thunder Predator getting rid of Invoker. That's a really good ban. Weaver, we mentioned, does not like to play into Mana Burn. Same goes for Medusa. Thunder Predator, they have no stuns. They have Mars Arena. They have a spear. Other than that, it feels like OG can just use one Fisher during Medusa ulti, during
Wait,
Mars
fall
ulti,
away.
and just go away. I want to see some lockdown. I want to see this Fever being shifted to position 4, Undying 5, Mars, give him farm priority, don't play him as a 5 in this game, and then have a mid laner who can just go in and do stuff. Like
Do we go back to the puck?
Yeah, it's a decent puck game, because
Leo Styles' puck is chef's kiss. Real good.
I wouldn't mind seeing it. Puck is also a hero that can go into Spirit Vessel if needed, which is great against Morphling.
Like the Dagon build against Morphling, right?
That also works.
Waning Rift, Dagon, zap him down. They ban a Necro, though. Against so many strength heroes and against the Morphling. Could have been a handy grab there. And, of course, the Death Ball you get with Necro Undying.
You mentioned the Void Spirit. I also don't mind seeing that hero for Thunder Predator. Just anyone who can buy time for your Medusa to come online. Okay.
So
It's also a hero, Thunder Predator. They played it as position 4 in one of the games when I was doing research. It's a flex hero. It can be played as one. Great offlaner, new build. Kind of a new build with the Echo Saber. If you want to disassemble it, get the BKB, go back to Echo Saber. Your Dark Ascension lasts for 10 more seconds. Talents are insane. Damage. I don't know. I'm a big fan of this hero, so I might be a bit biased. I've heard some other analysts in our green room, not being a fan of the hero, but I had great success with it. I feel the hero is a bit underused. I saw Fnatic and I saw
T1 as well.
T1, yeah, 2 games in a row. They used the Night Stalker. I believe they lost, but still, this hero does so much. Like you need a BKB. Otherwise, you can't get rid of the silence.
Yeah, that is true. Like a 4-stat for a BKB, something to get you away from that nasty blue man. Well, OG going to try and round out the draft. As we still don't know exactly where these heroes are heading, we can kind of take a few guesses. As Snapfire, Saxa, Earthshaker could be in the hands of No Tail. Do you assume Sumail's the Morphling here, right? As a grab, or does Thompson take it mid?
At this point, Gary, we need more info, because everyone's just picking heroes that can be played at multiple roles. OG.
So you want to wait until they pick the hero
yeah,
until you tell me who's playing what?
I really don't want to try to guess here, because it's kind of hard. OG has been doing this thing, I believe it was Season 1, where Morphling was played on a mid lane. He was just buying time, go in, shift, and you have another edgy hero. This time around, it's going to be a different thing. Tidehunter, played by Thompson, he already done that. Today, Frank on the Night Stalker, MNZ Medusa, and Muzon Weaver. Okay.
Yeah, so it does mean Leo Style ends up on that Mars, like we mentioned early on in the draft. No stranger to that mid Mars, as we've seen it a fair amount from the South American region. No Tail Prophet over on OG, so it's a Seb Shaker. What's the build nowadays? I've seen that Tread Soul Ring that S4 was picking up.
Soul Ring, Treads, Stick, Wand, and most of the time you still want to get the Blink before the Aghanim Scepter. I've seen some people trying to get the Axe. It's double the cost of a Blink Dagger, and you're losing a bit of a momentum. In this particular game, I like that Earthshaker is a core when you're paired up with the Morphling, so all your abilities, if Morphling decides to get Aghanim Scepter, which he should at one point, and then you will have all your spells maxed out, Double Fisher, Enchant Totem. It's very hard to play into that. Once it comes to this, you need to either have a significant advantage.
He's got an eye patch.
Oh, nicely done, Gary. That's something that I should say. I was focusing on important stuff, but there were stuff that were more important. I apologize, but nice one, Gary.
I'm sorry for stealing your line. Just a moment of realization. Hang on a second. Do you think he's gone through all the cosmetics to find out which heroes have eye patches? Wait, hang on a second. Does Nature's Prophet have an eye patch as well? I think he does. We should go back and check game 1, because I think Furion has an eye patch. Look, yeah! He does have an eye patch cosmetic. Maybe he was wearing that. He's gone through all the bloody heroes with eye patches. He's going to play them all. Reddit, Twitch chat, get on it. Go through all the cosmetics. Find out which heroes have eye patches. That's going to be the meta. That's what OG are picking.
What else can they get? They can
no idea.
Kunkka, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Seb Kunkka's
I think
coming.
Lycan has a cosmetic.
You're right.
with the eye patch.
Lacoste has all the cosmetics open right now. He's not watching the game. He's looking for them.
Not doing the same mistake again. I'm just, as I said, focusing on the important stuff.
Absolutely vital that we get this information.
30 seconds to battle.
Look, that Weaver there was trying to get a bit of information himself. Trying to scout out up on that high ground if there was any vision placed down by OG early on. As you can wander into that tower range during the night time to see if there's any observer wards. And it will be that Thompson mid Tidehunter yet again.
Interesting build by Nature's Prophet. This is something that Puppy would do 5-10 years ago. This
The
was
Doom.
his like best item, I would say. Buckler, just give them armor. Now it grants 2 armor to units, which makes your Treant much more tankier.
Well, it was almost 4 bounty runes for Thunder Predator, but No Tail denies one as Saxa getting hounded by the Weaver and the Undying. He's back behind his tier 1, but now a long walk back to lane and limited regen. Makes things a little bit awkward here for OG early days.
When I was talking about counters to the Tidehunter, I forgot to mention Night Stalker. I was saying Enigma, Doom, Chronosphere, Faceless Void. So yeah, that's one of the silences that he's really good at controlling him. Great against the Morphling if you can get on top of him.
Because the Kraken Shell doesn't...
Yeah, Frank.
You don't care about it, do you?
Frank getting zoned out completely on the bottom.
Well, here's alone for now. On top lane, Saxa getting up in the face of Minos. MJZ's there though. And double strength lane against an Undying. Not going to feel particularly good for OG. Looks like a double wave heading back towards the Medusa as well. But a good start for Seb. 4-1. As a spear into tower means Thompson's going to take a pretty decent amount of damage. He's still going to be able to hit back hard with the Anchor Smash and keep his own farm going. Hang on a second, is that Prophet farming bottom lane? He's dragging waves around. That's a bit cheeky from No Tail. A little pull in there from Moose.
Nature's Prophet is probably the best position 5 that can scale with items. I've seen it so many times. I'll also go back to Puppy. He was, I think there was a game where he was the most farm hero in the game. Not just once, but multiple times.
Yeah.
JJ's shaking his head, confirming.
He's nodding!
Yeah, sorry. All right.
I'm nodding!
I
That's a
was
bit
not making that up.
That's a mafia move right there. Not town confirmed. Well, looking at just the CS though. OG, top 3. Medusa struggling. Night Stalker really struggling. 2 last hits on him. That's top lane being pushed back in behind the tier 1. So a complete reversal from game 1, right? Where Thunder Predator were dominating the lanes, really showing their hand early and making sure that OG were under their boot. And OG coming out strong after a game 1 victory.
Problem is, Beaver doesn't deal well with Treants. Neither does Night Stalker. He does not have any AoE ability. Shikuchi doesn't do that much.
And if you swarm the Treants, it's more gold for the Morphling to farm.
Yeah, you just hit them. Let's see. No Tail.
Swarmed up. Frank's trying to close the gap in onto them. Sumail's going to waveform across. Farm the bugs, as Fogged would say, and moves. Oh, yeah.
No Tail can just TP, come back, use a healing salve on his Morphling. A lot of resources used. They got the gold from the bugs, so it's really not worth it. You know, they got some harassment when you do the math. If you want to do the math, you know, 2 bugs minus a couple of CS minus
Carry the 1.
Yeah, minus healing salve, 100 gold TP to see who the winner is.
That all sounds very intellectual.
It just sounds like that.
Yeah, not in reality. He also gets the D ward as well, centering that out. Saxa, maybe a step too far, but Cookie's down to the low ground. Escapes from the grasps of Thunder Predator. As Minos, already having been salved up by MJZ, tries to catch up in that CS under the tier 1. While a 21-6 Thompson is farming enemy small camp after clearing out that mid-wave.
That's such a baller move. This is such a Thompson move, you know. Does not want to go on his side because it is blocked by Thunder Predator. So by buying that ward, you're actually allowing Thompson to go in and steal your gold Leo style.
Nice dodge on the Cookie. Gets the first blood, verifies up, and survives. Ooh.
He did not expect that damage. That's a level 3 Spear of Mars.
He didn't indeed. I mean, Frank down bottom being body blocked to touch by the Treants. And he gets out of the way of No Tail, who moves swiftly in front of him. Sumail, a good waveform forward. Swarm comes across, and No Tail now the one in danger, losing his life, but to the Hellbear Smasher.
Well, sometimes.
Well, look at this, the cookie dodge, the turnaround. Great little play there from Leo. Pops his fairy fire on his stick as well. Thompson still clearing out that small camp. I mean, experience-wise, how we're looking between the two of them, because that small camp can start to make the difference, yeah. What's that, about an eighth of a level difference between them? That's Thompson going to be hitting 6. Just that little bit faster.
Good thing is, even though neutral creep got the last hit, they still got the earn charge, so that's a lot of overtime damage combined with the swarm.
And this time there's no neutral camp there. So Moose will be able to grab up that kill yet again while Sumail, the earn's put on him. Shifting into strength with 13-1 charges. Away form in a second. No kill threat on the Morphling this time, so he can return to farming safely under his tower.
I think for a lot of pro players, it's very hard to understand how much Morphling can actually soak up the damage. Like, you try, and then you see he has 14-1 charges, can still morph some of the Agi into strength, and then you gotta stop top lane.
Soul Rip heals Minos back up and gets him out. Seb and Saxa have really been pressuring that top lane with a good amount of denies, keeping that Medusa away from that free farm, which she really desires. Now, looks like Thompson there, going to sneak out a little stack that's been made up. Again, farming on dire side of the map and taking Thunder Predator's jungle away from them.
Mars steeping top, that's a big rotation with the Invis.
Oh, Medusa's very low, but Seb and Saxa both get taken out. Leo Style deserves those tips, absolutely.
We've said it before the game started, we want to see Leo Style being a bit more active, not play Viper, and here he is on Mars. Like, he gets the first blood, he sets himself up for a really good game, TP stop, saves his Medusa. This is something that boosts your confidence. Like, after you lose game 1, rotation like this gives you like a good win in the back. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, a lot of pressure being applied to the tower.
Yeah, keeping Carty alive. They still have the glyph as well, so if they want to keep this going, they could do it. Dragging creep waves with Treants as well. But in comes Moose with Frank arriving. They turn it back onto the Weaver though. No Tail trades his life in a 1-for-1, but creep wave arrives and this catapult. Oh, Frank, can you do it? Can you drag aggro? Can you do anything to stop them? He's very low on resources here. And they do glyph up this creep wave, continuing that push in the bottom lane.
I'd say it's a okay trade. Weaver died, Night Stalker got solo XP. He tried to go for the deny on the tower. And now needs to go back. Still gonna be nighttime for 2.5 minutes.
What's No Tail up to? What's he after?
Just being annoying and gonna pay with his life.
He will. Again, surrounded by 3 heroes. Yeah, you were talking about that feel-good factor, the momentum there for Thunder Predator, defending the Medusa, making sure that late-game security is kept safe and sound with these rotations from Leo Style as he looks for that top rune, which will spawn a regen for him. But now with the Medusa thinking, hey, I can swing back into the jungle at any given moment and start to really build up to that top net worth spot. But currently, OG looking a little better across the board.
They got only 1 kill, but they're using the resources better on the map, even though No Tail died a couple of times. They still managed to kill bottom tier 1 tower. Not the most important tower in the game, something that we don't see that usual. Most of the time, it's the enemy safe lane tower that falls.
Leo Style, yet again, making himself known in the top lane. Seb with the bugs on him. Quick little Fisher, but no real way of escaping that, as in towards mid MJZ is being hunted by Thompson, who ravages the Undying. That high ground tombstone is well positioned, but Thompson shuts it down completely.
That just wants to use it. I mean, it's free gold, free experience for him. I feel like both sides feel that there is value to him using Ravage. He's like, yeah, I used Ravage, I got a kill and some gold. While on the other side, they probably say, yo guys, Ravage is off cooldown, on cooldown, so that we can take a fight. Mars, regeneration in the bottle. Let's see if he can get cancelled by a gush.
Not this time. And yeah, on your point as well, right? Thompson has been leveling up this this Ravage at like level 8 or 9 or so. He's been going, he went like 2-2-2 build in his first game as this mid Tidehunter, holding on to that Ravage point until a little bit later. Neutral items popping up. Was that a possessed mask for the Morphling? Perfect grab for Sumail.
Now he's holding Arcane Ring and has a Morbid Mask of his own.
He doesn't need the possessed mask then, does he? Thompson. No Ravage, and like you said, that means Thunder Predator. Kick it into 5th gear and try to angle towards him, but it's still a Tidehunter. He's got Medallion, Soul Ring, 1 charges, and he's got the rest of his team to come into mid. Sumail waveforms forward aggressively, but with 21 charges of his own, there's not really much Thunder Predator can do to turn it back on him. So OG bring everyone and their mums into that mid lane. Frank, he's got to get away from this. He's getting tipped out by No Tail.
They need Mars to have his arena. They also need him to have mana, because right now he has no spells available. Everyone grouped up around the mid lane. Seems like nothing is going to be done. No Tail TP stop. Tower half HP. Big timing is going to be Earthshaker picking up that Blink Dagger. Aftershock is maxed out. It's tough. It's really, really tough to get this skill, especially with Weaver. You have Tidehunter who has 3 points in the Kraken shot, so that's pretty much tickle. And look at the Sumail. He goes in and even deals damage with the waveform on the Leo style. Frank tried to go in, but the rest of the team was not fight ready.
Yeah, waving down to that low ground, very ballsy by him. Saxa doesn't get stunned up by the spear. Stone Gaze used out by Minos, and they do kill off that Snapfire at last as Thompson, aiming towards the Tombstone, need to remove that structure from the fight as they move in with Sam, helped out by the Ravage, catching Medusa on the outskirts. Minos, does he have any more help here? Mana Shield turned back on. Sumail going for it, gets across the arena, aiming towards the Medusa and finishes her off. Sumail, he's handling Thunder Predator right now.
Dobson, 2 times in a row, using Ravage just to delete Undying. They also use Echo Slam to kill him there. A bit of an overkill, but it will give them the tower. It also gave him another kill on Medusa.
Is he? Wait, no, he's not allowed to do this.
Come closer.
That's illegal. Saxa with a solo.
Frank, buddy, was this a prank? Like what? He actually got baited so hard.
What a play from your possession for Snapfire. Now you've got a DD rune on the Morphling. Is it Roshan time to OG pop into the pit?
Without Ravage, well, we'll see. I mean,
without Ravage,
moving.
yeah, we're going.
Guys, Ravage is on cooldown. Let's just kill the Roshan. No Enchant Totem, level 1. No Echo Slam. Scan connecting from Dire, so they know something is up. Bugs will scout him.
They've got to go. They've got to move quick, but Medusa, can she get across the map? Does she have TP ready? I mean, this is a Frank Night Stalker coming in first. Moon's trapped in the Sprout. Sumail being pushed out of the pit. Oh, look at that damage, though. Leostal and Frank shredding through No Tail's Prophet. But Sumail with the DD rune, making short work of Moose. They've got a sentry on the high ground. They take him down.
Oh, he was waiting. Moose was waiting. Didn't think there is a sentry ward. And did not want to use the time lapse. Also a bit surprised. No magic wand, no stick on Weaver. Every single hero pretty much buys that item. It's a must-have item.
I mean, Medusa couldn't make her way to that fight. So just slowing down OG here. Good enough so far, but it's not halted them completely. They're back in there, even without a DD rune. They've taken Roshan down pretty low. MGZ is considering his options, but Thunder Predator have already retreated from the vicinity. They don't want to battle this.
So for the next couple of minutes, Morphling will be pretty safe. It's very hard to bring him down. They don't have enough lockdown. Silence from the Night Stalker, only level 1, so he can survive. I don't think they have enough burst damage. They will need Spirit Vessel on Weaver. Weaver very underleveled at this point. Level 6 only, but Spirit Vessel will, and we're gonna see that again. Fisher, he was thinking. You saw that he cancelled.
Well, that's that arena. Leo style. He's already lost Frank, and Mars trying to skip away from Sumail, does successfully so, as MJZ, a big tanky Undying, he's front lining for his team. The trouble is he doesn't have a team anymore. Jump in, the spear there, trying to bait in Sumail's Morphling, but Saxa comes out with a double kill.
OG is playing so well right now. They're all over the map, like they're making all the right moves, taking the Roshan 13 minutes in. Something that you don't usually expect. They understand that there are no real stuns. Night Stalker still needs items. Medusa right now sitting at Yasha, getting closer to that Manta style, but still not going to be enough. She's not going to be able to just join the fights. Mars, even though he was off to a good start, like he's still 3-0 and 5, he only has a Blink Dagger at this point.
Oh, is Thompson going for that? Is Thompson yeah, he's got Seb to back him up. He's absolutely going for it. The Blink Dagger. Echo slams down the Medusa. I was going to ask you, how does this Medusa match up against the Morphling? But it's not just the Morphling, right? It's the Ravage, the Echo Slam, the Kisses. So much here can control her team and the Medusa with Morphling's damage to put on top.
They have enough damage to, like, kill the tier 2 towers, even with second Aegis, go for the high ground. They also have this Aegis for the next couple of minutes, so they will start to put even more pressure on Medusa. They did not want to let her farm. We can already see they're inside a triangle. Ravage is available.
He can't use it inside that fear, though. He's crippled. Thompson gets away from the spear. He's low. Wait, hang on. Where's the rest of OG? Are they coming? Oh, they've only got one hero nearby. It's Seb, who might look for a Fisher. The Ravage is expended, but they get nothing from it.
It's the classic Thompson move, you know, he's alone there, not alone, but with Earthshaker, who does not have enough mana, does not have Echo Slam. Rest of the team did not connect. No-Tail could be there with the global teleport, but the rest of the team also needs to be close.
And a little bit of calm for Thunder Predator for the first time this game. 6k deficit, though, as they aim towards... Is that the first tower of the game bottom? Yeah, all the tier 1s still standing for OG. This will give a nice burst of income there. Influx of cash for Minos on this Medusa in particular. They do really have to play so very focused around her.
Thompson going for the same build as he did in the game against the Lions. Phase boots, soul ring, casual medallion, bit more minus armor, then drums for some mana regions, tankiness, and then into Aghanim Scepter. The AoE Gush works really well, especially with all the Gush talents.
And pretty nice against Medusa as well, meaning you don't have to get right up in her face, you can just gush from a distance. Thinking about poking and prodding with this Morphling, Earthshaker, Prophet. Well, No-Tail does lose his courier, but OG are putting their foot down now. Heading to high ground, and there's the start. Kicking off with a Fisher and a Sumail. Slams moves. Gone for 30 seconds, and that looks like a tier 3 tower with no glyph available. Thunder Predator might just lose an entire lane of barracks here.
They're not stopping. Like Weaver was, I can't die. I have this time lapse, but there's no stuns. Like, who's gonna stop OG from coming in?
Nah, there's nobody. I mean, it's going to be Mars Arena. That's pretty much be all and end all of their team fights. Sumail gets into zombie mode. Creates a tombstone of his own. And now Thunder Predator, yes, they are 5 alive, but Medusa with pretty limited mana at this point can't really get into this team fight proper. Sumail goes to clear out the tomb, still with Aegis in hands for 30 seconds. Arena in the back with a blink away from Seb, leaving No-Tail isolated, but he's still surviving longer than expected. Frank dealing with that Mortimer's Kisses. They do lose the Prophet, but still forced back as Minos pops the Stone Gaze. MJZ chased down and hunted by Sumail.
Ravage
Thompson's
available.
There. He does have the Ravage ready, but he's not going to use it just yet. MJZ hiding in that invis form. And
he's gonna ravage him!
They are dying once more!
This is the, what, 4th time that he used Ravage just to kill Undying?
Well, it's worth it. He kills him off. Now Frank's moved into the front lines. Thompson still baiting and toying with Thunder Predator, Leo style. Oh, it's dangerous business, this is.
E-Blade?
Sumail doesn't have Aegis, but you're right. He's going to have
coming
that.
to him.
E-Blade coming. Another spear back. Leo style makes a hasty retreat away from that top lane. Oh, the Fisher catches moves. Gone for 30 seconds again, and it looks like they might aim back towards the top lane.
Now he buys a magic wand. 19 minutes in. I gotta say, like this item is a must-have.
I'm done. That's my TI made. I don't need anything else. I don't need to watch grand finals. All it costs makes a partner. It's done. Bloody hell. Where do you come up with these? JJ's in tears.
On the spot, Gary, on the spot. So Medusa is building any cheap damage item that she can get. She's just building into Crystallis. I don't mind that. Like, they need something to be able to just take a fight. We're gonna see that again. Very interesting.
Shadow Amulet,
like,
Undying.
He could have used it on Medusa, maybe even... oh, it wasn't ready yet, my bad. Like, looking at the green dot, still not ready, but once it was ready, Undying paid with his life.
Oh, it's ready now.
There we go.
Yeah, they think they can kill him without it.
Not going for the back lines, focusing on the right target.
There it is. Ravage to secure the kill. Well, again, it's another classic OG map maneuvering here. Taking out that top lane of Barracks, now focusing on that mid and bottom lane as No-Tail hides in the trees, gets a good deep observer ward down, and Saxa in an aggressive position, but always has this cookie to get down to low ground if need be.
Also a Force Staff on top of it, so
True.
He can push people out of the silence, which is... if they try to
Look
focus
at
on Tide Hunter Leo style.
Saxa's trying to solo Leo style right now. E-Blade comes out and onto Frank, but Saxa does die.
Samael turns into Weaver.
MJZ sprouted up. Thompson held away. There's a good, well-positioned tombstone there. Who's coming in from the back? It's Moose on the Weaver.
Plus Samael on the Weaver.
Weaver on Weaver, catching out No-Tail, but here's another Ravage in from Thompson. Saxa buys back for this and they kill the Weaver off. The real one, not the Samael one, as Mortimer's Kisses land in towards Minos. TP forced down, any stuns, any catch, nothing to cancel the TP. But Thunder Predator losing out their Mars and their Weaver.
As long as we stay positive, we'll win.
Roshan may respawn in 5 seconds. We'll see if it's going to be a long spawn. Aghanim's about to be completed on Thompson, so that's going to be even more slow, more minus armor.
45 seconds for Roche. And all lanes controlled by OG. Top shoved in. Mid lane has forced the glyph.
They're going to have 3 Aghanim Scepters done pretty soon. In the previous game, they went, like their big timing was 3 BKBs. This time around, 3 Ags. Once Aghanim's is done on Morphling, we're going to see the good old school combo with the Earthshaker. Double Fissure, double Enchant Totem. And this is also the second Roche, which will drop the shard, so gonna work even better with the Fissure.
I don't know about you, but usually when I see a Medusa draft, I feel like, okay, 20, 25 minutes in, she's going to be able to walk down a lane somewhere, have the team behind her.
You're talking about Medusa winning the game.
At this point, I was not in a great spot to do that. No-Tail, he's out of there. Leo style, well, in a different way, he's also out. Back to Fountain he goes, 40 seconds without the Mars. And Moose dusted up here as No-Tail looks to try and clear the trees to catch a glimpse of the Weaver. They ping him out, knowing where he must be. Can they kill him, though? There's a long-range gush. Saxa, tries the cookie. Moose toying with him at this point. Still has the time-lapse if he wants to use it. There.
Trying to buy time. I think at this point, this is something that Moose must do. Even if it means him dying, needs to buy time for Medusa. But OG already making a move.
Yes, straight onto MJZ. They do still have the Echo Slam, but like you mentioned, it's this Aghanim Scepter on Samael, able to enchant Totem back and forth through the fight, as well as Seb dancing around. Good force down from Saxa to disengage as much as he can as the Morphling jumps in, straight towards the Crippling Fear. The Mortimer's Kisses in the E-Blade, blow through Frank as Prophet buys back. No-Tail wants a bit of this action as well. They fished the Medusa, isolating Minos as Earthshaker caught inside that arena spear. Leo style takes him down, but there is nothing that can handle Samael at this point.
Now Dobson comes. Ravage available. Medusa very low on mana, only 300.
He's trying to walk it in. Moves with that time-lapse back. Still not going to be able to withstand the onslaught from OG.
Samael You could feel that he was very careful in that fight. There's a Spirit Vessel charge on Weaver, so needs to be very careful. Can be blown up, especially if Night Stalker gets on top of him. The Silence, now building into Satanic. I mean, you either get Satanic for to be able to dispel and have lifesteal, which is good, or you can get a BKB. Any of these two items are perfectly fine for this situation. Buyback was used by No-Tail in that fight. At that point, I don't think he cares too much about it, wants to be able to go in. If he can bait like one of the big ultis, Medusa or Mars, it's really valuable.
It's absolutely worth it. And he's got his big boy trees as well. Roshan for OG here means that Sumail is just going to be able to so freely play these fights with the Enchant Totem jumping. Hand him over the Aegis. Shard in the pocket of Roshan as well. Who wants to shard this game?
Yeah, you give it to Morph. Or not. Tidehunter steals it.
Oh, the Anchor Smash upgrade. That's pretty good. And the immediate smoke after Roshan from OG. Oh, Frankie Frank. Oh, Frankie Frank. Oh, he's speedy. No-Tail. Sprouts up moves, but you're losing your top lane of Barracks, and I think OG are considering tier 4s. They're just walking into them.
Attacking tier 4 towers.
Yeah. Well, he's got that Anchor Smash upgrade, and he's got the Dragon Scale. So why not? Move straight in there. No-Tail's cutting wave bottom, so they'll be able to maneuver themselves down south if they want to continue this push.
It's so much damage on the towers.
Yeah.
Especially with the Dragon Scale that you mentioned.
You can't stop Thompson. But OG wants to take it a little bit calmer for now. Just slow things down a little bit, make sure that bottom wave does move in towards the bottom lane. And Thunder Predator. We talked about Desperation Smokes in the previous game. This could be it. Frank. Dark Ascension, jump in towards the back lines, gets a good curse out there as Leo style Mars Arena, but doesn't really catch anyone bar Seb. MGC's already been taken down by Thompson and Sumail's come
He's
in.
gonna go for that
Echo. With the Echo Slam from Seb, takes down 2. They do have a couple of buybacks, but Thompson's ravaged the Medusa. Mortimer throws the lava kisses across towards Thunder Predator, and Medusa's down for 70 seconds.
I would not be surprised if they just call it, even though they have Medusa in the team. They can actually end the game with the Anchor Smash and the Dragon Scale. They have enough damage. 2 Enchant Totems. That's like they can just end the game. Medusa, no buyback. She bought the components for Scotty.
Yeah, there's no coming back from this. Tier 4's dropping. They glyph it up. Delaying the inevitable here. I mean, Thunder Predator, what? Mars alive in 15 seconds?
Thunder Predator, they try to go on Earthshaker, who is extremely tanky. His strength gain is high. You have Aghanim Scepter, manages to get out with the Enchant Totem, comes back into the camp and just Echo Slams 2 people. Even if they catch Earthshaker, I still believe at that point the game's just over, Gary.
Yeah, GG's cool. They're going to clear up the throne, and just like that, OG continue their winning, their undefeated streak here at the International.
Good start for OG. You can feel that they are in their TI form. So far, so good. They've shown kind of a style that they want to play. Get anything that can amplify your carry. In this particular game, it was No-Tail. He gets Solar Crest, and then you get Earthshaker. Just as a pick, eventually Morphling will get the Aghanim Scepter.
And Rocket Barrage now? So people are going back to the stat build. The idea is that you're playing like a Dusa for the first 20 minutes of the game, and eventually you'll be a Gyrocopter, but that's what people have been doing, and it makes sense against Lycan. His sole job as a Gyro this game is to allow his Bat and Axe to be aggressive and defend his tower against the Lycan as long as possible.
6-minute rune coming up. Both sides want it. Crit trying to secure it top. It spawns elsewhere, and he's going to look to leap away.
He's only got one leap
charge.
left.
Yeah, getting slowed down here, but does get some help. A Lycan Wolf coming on over. Imagine I was thinking, okay, I got some backup, got some body blocks if you need it. But it was a DD rune, I believe, that spawned bottom.
23 Savage is the one living the dream, though. 38 CS, absolute free farm. Lycan's not looking to pressure him anytime soon, so he can just, honestly, the tree can just spend all of his time stacking. Whitemon just gonna play for the efficiency game.
17 denies. So TZ keeping up in terms of the CS, 34 on the Tiny, so still having pretty, both sides carries having a good game, but that really speaks to how tough this game has been for Ice's Lycan. And it doesn't feel like the decision that roam around in this Mirana has really paid off for EG. He did get those couriers, but outside of that, hasn't found those kills with the Searing Chains.
Yeah, the awkwardness is there wasn't much to do top for Crit, so he kind of had to go all in on getting something done mid, and like you said, that just hasn't happened. That narrow escape by Carl may not seem like much, because all they lost was a Mirana, but he's been dedicating pretty much all of his resources in terms of lane impact to this mid lane.
Yeah.
So the fact that, like, what we're seeing that death cause is the net worth disparity between Arteezy and 23 Savage, because 23 Savage is not spending any resources combating heroes, which means all of his mana, all of his itemization is geared towards accelerating his farm. He's spinning flat cannons to farm, he's buying items that make his flat cannon do more damage, and we're going to see the first lasso come out.
Yep. Just the support kill, but
That's fine with me.
Throw it out, yep. Not killing an Ember when he's got those Remnant charges, so...
You don't feel the need to kill Ember because he has gone for the Sleight of Fist Chains build. You can play for the efficiency game on the Batrider because you will farm faster than him if you're not killing each other.
Okay.
Which he's going to do, he's going to stack it up, going to get an Invis Rune, probably just going to use it for mana. 23 Savage. Going for the Crystallis, the casual Crystallis, but for the Axe. Feels pretty good. 35 damage for... like, if you're ignoring the crit, because the crit doesn't apply to your flat cannon, for 1,900 gold. It's honestly very cost-effective.
See how long he can stick around this top lane, as it does look like EG are considering a bit of a movement towards it. 3 heroes headed on up there. They're going to find Whitemon instead.
Crit's not on point this game.
Yeah.
He needs to spam more of that really cool keep it PMA line, I think, that he's got. Seems to be a little bit flustered with this arrow casting.
Yeah, correlates arrow accuracy.
Yeah, it makes precision go up.
Not a hero who's particularly well known for the Mirana. Like, I think of like the NADPC, there was a lot of Quincy crew, MSS loved to play the Mirana, but not a hero that we saw crit on all that often.
Yeah, Moon Meander also likes Mirana a lot
yes.
as well. But crit's more of the Tusks, the Earth Spirits.
Yep.
On the other hand, this is like right up T1's alley of support. It's like the way they play the map and the idea of like babysitting the map for their cores. You know, just we're gonna protect towers. We're going to play our own game, farm up our own items. You see Carl jungling, and you see 23 Savage jungling while the supports defend their towers. This is par for the course for T1.
Yeah, they love giving Cuckoo these good games. He's such a high impact player. I mean, he's a mid laner who switched to the off laner, and if he can have a good game, I feel like a lot of T1's success is kind of tied to him. Even though the overall big game plan is to, you know, let 23 Savage farm and play for the late game.
They are splitting Ancients, though. Carl, or normally 23 Savage would want these Ancients, but Batrider nowadays can farm Ancients. He is going to spend his time sticking those things up. Yep. Should have to get 10 holes charges before he can Firefly, because his Firefly is only level 1.
And even though he didn't die mid, he did get pushed out of the lane. He's a full level behind Abed, who is, you know, level 8 and a half, so he needs this farm as well as XP, it feels like. Even though the Ember doesn't have the farming build, is doing well here as T1 look to mount a defense at this top tower.
Rotation by Cuckoo.
Yep, he TPs on up, they take out Fly, they get him with the dunk. But Whitemon will pay the price for this one. Cuckoo very tanky with his Vanguard. Can he find more? Maybe wants the Helm of the Dominator creep. Another missile will chase down Ice. But I believe everybody has scurried away too far for T1 to really chase down anyone else.
So Carl's got his Boots of Travel now, which is so important for his map presence. It allows him to get crucial kills on cores without ruining his own farming game, because he can TP to fights, but he doesn't have to TP to this.
Have they got the damage for this one? No.
Cuckoo, though.
Ooh!
Oh, even pump faked it, too. Okay. So Abed had to use 2 of his Remnant charges to get away from that. He's going to get a bottle refill, though, by Fly. Arteezy doing a lot of damage to tower bottom, but Carl is going to be able to rotate to this. Still has Firefly available. And they have Treant Protector to heal these up as long as they don't lose them. But they have so much tower damage between the Lycan and the Tiny. I can't imagine he can out-sustain all of this damage across all the lanes.
Similar to game one, we're seeing two teams not looking to, like, you know, put their foot on the gas and, like, you know, charge at objectives or charge at the other teams. They're playing this more slower, methodical, farm-oriented game.
Yeah, it's interesting. Whenever I say Gyro played like this, I imagine like 90% of the map farm that's safe is geared towards giving it to him. But the fact that Carl has been being greedy to get his boots of travel, which is standard on Batrider, it's not like he's misplaying, is causing it so that 23 Savage is second in net worth to Tiny, despite having pretty much a free lane.
This is cool. Ice. You see there the Wolves blocking the Ancient stack, blocking both camps. We saw this Singapore Major. I mean, he's seen it a lot with him when he played a lot of Nature's Prophet, and he would always do this with his treants. He micros them to block the enemy Ancients, or at least block them from being stacked. That is a lot of gold being denied from T1.
That's super annoying because you don't want to be like supports can't deal with that, right?
Yeah.
Like they won't kill the wolf in time, so you'd have to be a core preventing that from happening, which is just not going to happen. If I'm a core and you're telling me I have to go protect my own Ancients by killing some wolves that give me 20 gold, I'm going to tell you to screw off.
Yeah.
Even though it's for my own good.
And that clearly is the game plan, is to just play this slow game where we're farming, playing the efficiency, farming our triangles. So it is heavily paying off to deny your enemy's gold while securing your own gold. That is a great way to play this game.
I'm not sure who outcarries who between Tiny and Gyro if they both get a lot of farm.
Here come the Wolves again. They're going to be a little bit late this time, but you can see the idea was there once again. Even not blocking the camps, it's giving them good intel, because this time around EG are going for a smoke play. They want to get aggressive, and they see.
This is the 5-head play. Don't block so that you smoke into them farming it.
Yep. I believe T1 are reading this movement, though. EG themselves, they didn't block it because they get to farm it. TZ. Haven't seen too much from him. All right, there we go. Crit's getting back on.
He's going to land his next arrow, guaranteed. I'm going to keep track of it for you guys. Don't worry, I promise you. If it doesn't work, it's because he didn't apply the promo code correctly.
Okay, they're going to throw out the overgrowth. Should be a lasso to follow this one up. Have they got the damage for it? No, they don't need the lasso.
Nice,
well,
that's really nice.
Well played by T1. Chaining it perfectly. Oh, they found the relocate. The Wolves were there. Arrow catches them. Didn't need the setup.
Like I said, guaranteed to land. So, consolation prize for EG.
Yep.
At the same time, though, somehow they're up by 2K. I guess it's just the map efficiency that they're going for, like by stealing the Ancients and getting the Ancients. Clearly, that adds up a lot.
And we saw it the one time. I don't know if may have happened several times. I feel like we never really saw that stack other than the one time the Batrider farmed like a triple stack.
So T1 is farming on a lot of heroes. Cuckoo's getting his Blink Dagger. Carl's going for his BKB. And, you know, Gyro's Gyrocopter. He's going for the Ags, but he's going to be farming for a little while. And suddenly we've got a Tiny with Shadow Blade. And just to do some quick math, the Shadow Blade gives you 175 damage. He hits for 240. So that means if he hits you twice, that is like 640 damage. Plus the Avalanche Toss combo. You know, let's just assume that's exactly 680 damage.
Okay.
That was just a random number. That's a lot of damage, is what I'm getting at here.
That's some NA, man.
And a lot of heroes on T1, if alone, will die to that. Yep. Honestly, all the cores, I think RTZ plus even just like a Sleight of Fist would be good enough to finish them all off. So now they're going to have to play like the buddy system while they're all trying to get items, which is going to make things a bit awkward. And if they bleed 1 or 2 more kills, it's going to bleed into more and more kills the way heroes like Tiny work.
Feels like one of the issues that we're seeing for T1 is there's just not enough farm to go around. Like,
yeah.
Barrow's like, I kind of want to farm this triangle, and Gyro's like, no, I get priority. So instead, they're going to go for some kills. They find another opening to go and ice up top, and he gets taken out. Yeah, there's not enough farm to go around, so at some point you have to make other plays, and they're going to find a kill there.
I don't think EG cares about that. Like, what would Ice be doing otherwise? He was pushing top lane. That's pretty much his job in the game, and he's just going to respawn and push top again. So what this is doing is T1 is buying more time to farm. So EG doesn't care about that, but T1 is very happy to have that extra minute of space that they get from that.
Fly getting some nice deep wards down with the help of the Moonlight Shadow. Tucking himself in. Does not have a TP to get out, so we'll see. Looks like he's going to be able to scurry himself out of there undetected as EG, continue to maintain this gold lead. It does feel like T1 don't have that hero that can safely push out these lanes. Like, every time I see their close farming, it's like, okay, they're in the jungle. No one seems to be able to do what we saw last game from, like, the Snapfire, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna just go and double nuke wave and we're good.
Yeah, we're seeing how Arteezy's playing, right? Most of the time when he's not hitting lane creeps, he's just sitting invis and Shadowblade, hoping to catch somebody out of position. And you have to imagine it from T1's perspective. You know, if Carl's considering showing himself on a creep wave, what if there's an invisible Tiny there? It makes you second guess every little thing you're doing on the map, and you'll hesitate to farm creep waves that you would otherwise feel safe to farm, and that will naturally eke out just a little bit of net worth lead over time for EG, but it has stagnated. 23 Savage is farming quite fast. He's got the Ags now, feeling pretty tanky with the stats build. Got like that extra 200 HP or so. Yep. So I have that burst. Cuckoo not really feeling like he can do anything maybe, or doesn't have to do anything with his Blink Dagger because he's got it now, but he's kind of just still doing the same thing. They got the kill on Ice Ice Ice, but since then, he's been chilling.
This Fly Vision game, he's just got sentries littered around this dire jungle. He's got the Observer Ward, he D-wards there with the help of his Courier. May pay the price for it, but similar to the Ice 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 kills, he is probably not really going to cost EG a whole lot by going down here.
He aggroed the jungle camp in order to have the creeps hit him so that he would spin more. That was really cool. He like went out of his way to stop attacking Fly to draw the aggro of the creeps.
Also, they killed the Io, so EG getting a support of their own and
a tower.
Yeah, they are finding all the good trades on this map, it feels like. Up to a 3k gold lead. They're down on kills, but not the number that's particularly important right now.
I really think the difference here is that both teams need to push waves, and the fear is like the threat of the kill threat of both teams. Like you have the Lasso plus Axe Call, like pretty scary, and then you have the Tiny off map with the Mirana, both very scary. But Lycan can push waves safely with his summons, and Tiny is incredibly tanky. You're gonna have to dedicate like 3 or 4 heroes minimum to killing him, and EG just kills towers really fast. Like if they ever get to the tower itself, despite the tree armor, Lycan Tiny, that is about the most tower damage you can have. We talked about last game having virtually none. And now that just has netted a 3-for-0 tower lead for EG, despite T1 having the Treant Protector, who's usually meant to keep those tier 1s alive.
I think T1 getting a bit fed up of losing this economy battle. They got to be feeling frustrated having their camps blocked, these wolves just constantly scouting them out, preventing them making plays, blocking their camps. And they try and make a move bottom, it just doesn't connect, and while that's happening, EG just walk their way into the Roshan pit now.
It's honestly pretty genius by EG that they are just playing for the objective pressure, because the thing about T1's draft that I'm seeing is lacking is that they don't have objective threat until Gyro gets a bunch of items. Until Gyro's hitting really hard, they can't take Rosh efficiently, they can't take towers safely, and every time EG forces a rotation from T1, you saw them take mid tower earlier. Now you see them taking Rosh. Both teams are farming about the same amount, I think, but there's just objectives for EG. That's pretty much their entire net worth lead, and there's no easy way for T1 to get objectives, and so every fight they take will be on their own side of the map, which means they're kind of having to fight their way out of this containment that EG has. And if you're always on your own side of the map taking fights, that just never leads to objectives of your own.
Yeah. Yet to take a single tower at 20+ minutes in, despite, you know, having some kills, having some top net worth on a gyrocopter, they just aren't able to put together that move or that play that will open up the game. Now they've got to deal with an Aegis on Arteezy's Tiny. He's really the big threat, the big carry of this game, at least for now, it feels like.
They have a timing, though. Batrider BKB coming, Satanic on Gyro coming, and Axe BKB a little bit slower than those other 2 timings, but they're coming. So that's, I mean, it's just a matter, T1, how much time do they need to buy? What are they waiting for? How many of these big items do they think they need in order to make the play to change the status quo of the map right now?
That one gets slightly scattered out, but Crit doesn't have any good way of catching him, no Yule Scepter or anything. Has got the Spirit Vessel, so that's going to make life that little bit trickier for these healing supports of T1.
They don't want to bleed. The T1 has said they've had enough of towers that they've given up. Yeah. Even 23 Savage inconveniencing his farming in order to defend this, as he does have the Satanic. He is the strongest core on his team to defend towers at this point. Axe doesn't feel comfortable getting initiated onto. The whole point of that hero is to go on them. And Batrider, without a BKB, I think he just dies to a single Searing Chains. I think that will be full to 0 for him if they have the arrow follow-up. But he's got the BKB now. Going for the shard. Philosopher's Stone on Bat feels pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
You're pretty much never attacking.
Poor supports. They're like, yes, Philosopher's Stone. Oh, okay. Never mind.
You can have my hand-me-downs when the tier 3s come out, says Carl.
I mean, he's not had the easiest game just because there's not been much farm on the map for him, is it? Arrow finds the axe here, but no follow-up. Cuckoo will be able to walk himself out of there.
See, he realizes that he already cashed in on the previous one. He's landed 3 arrows since, that he now has to refresh the arrow accuracy count.
3 charges, just like the Loops.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Crit, for showing people the way. As Grove Bow on Gyro. That's a nice item.
Very nice, yep.
Let's see, what does Tiny have? I believe he always chooses Fake Grenade. Yeah, he always chooses move speed items on Tiny because the hero lacks mobility. Holy Locket on Witch Doctor. He's got the Yules plus Maelstrom on Ember. Just a little bit of item catch up here.
This is feeling like the more classic EG game. Like we're gonna just farm you out. We don't care about kills. We'll poke at objectives, force a rotation. It's the starvation Dota. But here come T1. They're fed up. They get a Blink Call initiation onto Crit's Mirana. And EG, the second they see a 4 or 5-man smoke gang towards them, they'll sacrifice one and go farm elsewhere on the map. They're happy to give up 1 kill as long as it doesn't lead to an objective, as long as they continue farming.
The way EG's lineups always work is so fascinating because their heroes individually always function better than the opponent. And T1 knows this, so they're trying to force these 5-on-5s. But now T1's separated.
That's a relocate back in. Jump in from Abed, finds the eye on the backlines here as Cuckoo does get helped out by the Living Armor. The flak just spreading on out here. Have they got the damage? I don't believe they do. Toss coming up, the Gyrocopter in some trouble here. He's been left alone. Can he heal himself back up? He needs the IO support as well. He is healing. He's doing a good job here, but it's just not quite enough. The damage isn't there. Even with the tether, he's keeping himself alive, but his teammates are just falling one by one as Arteezy gets an ultra kill. Can he get the Rampage? He need to cancel a TP. He won't get the chance to do so. He gets denied the Rampage, but EG convincingly win that fight.
I didn't see if Crit landed an arrow, but clearly he did because he's refreshing just in case. He might have landed 3 arrows worth of a 1 arrow, but I don't know if you can give EG Tiny. Yeah, this hero is a skirmish hero. You pretty much never want to take direct 5-on-5s where both teams have 5 heroes to start the fight. That was such a cool move by them because what they did was they knew T1 had to make a move. T1 made the move. They found somebody on EG. EG just ditched them. Like they just said, "Hey, Crit, you're dead. See you later." And then T1's not just going to sit there holding each other's hands, so they separate, and EG immediately punishes that.
Yeah, and they run at them so fast. You've got this Aghanims on the Lycan now, so the Wolf Bite onto the Tiny can just be so powerful here. It's T1 getting very low. That Ember chip and harasses. You can't run when there's this Ember in the game.
So, only thing I can imagine that's scarier than a Tiny, killing you, is a Tiny that crits, 70% of the time for 200% damage trying to kill you here, as we see that exact thing happening here.
Yeah, you see this wolf running at you, and you're like, wait, why is he stunning me? What's going on?
It does make him melee. We were wondering about that earlier.
Okay.
So Tiny, even with Tree, you don't see him holding it, but he still has all the bonuses of Tree, but he is the melee range.
Yep.
So it's not as broken as it theoretically could be, but the fact that Tiny hits for 360 and then you're making him crit almost every hit is
And you've got that
terrifying.
movement speed, so you kind of make up for the lost attack range.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of Tiny just go for this Moon Shard. And Gyro and Tiny nowadays kind of carry in the same way in regards to eventually their be-all, end-all is to stand still hitting buildings and dare you to go on them. And just say, we're going to dump out so much damage when you go on me that if you don't go on me now, you're going to lose all your buildings. And Tiny seems to hit that threshold like 10 minutes earlier with like 5,000 gold less than Gyro needs, which seems to be the problem with the hero and what makes him first pickable for EG in the draft.
EG flipped on today. They are having a fantastic day of Dota.
Does it
Flawless.
feel like T1 has messed up? I don't feel like they've messed up.
It feels like a very strategic defeat so far. It's not over yet. They're looking to mount a defense of this tier 2 tower, but the Batrider just gets chased down by the Arteezy Wolf Tiny. They are just getting herded back to their base.
Wait, is he melee or not? I can't tell.
Yeah, he's
That
looking
looks
pretty
pretty
melee.
far.
Triple kill now. This time, can he get the Rampage? He gets back to the high ground on the Io. The chase is on. Abed wants to finish him off, but he gets nice, well and truly back to safety there as this is feeling pretty hopeless for T1. They just felt like they couldn't do anything this game. They were up like 8 kills to 4 and just nothing happening, but this one has not felt particularly close.
I think this game's actually over. Gyro's dead for 30 seconds, and
VG think it's over. They're hitting tier 4s. They're going for throne.
if you weren't aware, Tiny will kill your entire base in 30 seconds.
Yes.
That's cool.
Well, you've got to defend your Ancient, and
They
T1
are not going to.
cannot. GG is called, and EG secure themselves their second 2-0 of the day. They've still got one more series to play, so it's good to play 3 series on the day where you're playing your best Dota. As for T1, I'm not sure if they have another series today to play. I know EG had 6 games, but they're going to at some point need to just reset because they're playing decent Dota, especially game 1, but it feels like maybe strategically these other teams have figured something out that they haven't.
Yeah, coming into this game, I liked the approach of both sides, and I didn't see any clear screw-ups from T1, and that just tells me that EG's draft strategy was superior in this specific game. I feel like the first game was a lot about who out-executed who, and I feel like EG just didn't mess up, really, and T1 tried to take the openings that they had. They farmed up the items they needed, the BKB, the Satanic. They had the Axe Call, like, they got the initiation, but EG would give them a Lycan kill, right? Yeah. Top lane. They'd give them a Mirana kill, and then just back off. And T1 was losing consistently on the map and then not getting enough every time they went for a play. And EG, that's just textbook EG.
Yeah, it was just very clean. There was, at no point did it feel like they were under any pressure, but we'll see what T1 want to do. Well, I mean, last thing I want to ask, Axe, yes, no? Do you want to see more Axe? Do you feel like this?
I mean, not against Tiny. I feel like Tiny kills you before you kill him, even if you call him. Okay. It sounds super... if Tiny's not a hero you want to put yourself in front of. You kind of want to kite him around and force him to use BKB or even just a combo defensively,
All right. Well, that does it for this game. We've got another fantastic series up next. Secret versus Beast Coast. Europe versus South America. Secret, I believe, 2-0. They crushed their first series against Team Spirit. Beast Coast, not too sure. We'll by the time we come back, we'll hopefully know. So we'll see you guys then. More Dota 2 coming your way. And here we are back again. We're getting ready for Secret versus Beast Coast. It's the TI-10 D stream. BSJ. Oh, sorry. that was not a reaction to seeing you.
I was about to say, so it's that bad, huh? Jeez. It's only been one series, man.
You know, we got a few more to get through.
Yeah,
it's going to be we've a bit behind schedule, but we're getting back thanks to EG with the...
Thank you, EG.
Yep, thanks, EG. Oh, the game one, not that short. That was like a 45, 50-minute game.
Yeah, it was
but,
back and forth.
Very enjoyable games. We've had some close ones, even though there's been a lot of 2-0s. Something that you kind of thought might happen a bit.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. Is it a good thing or a bad thing when there's a lot of 2-0s? You know, because that means like the good teams are convincingly good, but does that mean like the underdogs aren't necessarily stepping up? You know, what exactly is causing it? In the case of the first game, I don't mind when it's a 2-0, meaning like T1 got outmaneuvered at a few points, but it was a very back and forth. Like a few things really had to go EG's way, but in the second game, it really felt like EG was just the better team.
Yeah.
And I think we're poised for a similar situation to potentially happen here with Team Secret versus Beast Coast, as Team Secret is 2-0.
Yep.
And Beast Coast is 0-2 coming into this series.
Secret played against Spirit and Beast Coast played against... was it Chinese team, I want to say?
I didn't actually take their opponents down. I should have. I have their drafts, but I don't have their opponents. Putting me on the spot here. I think it was IG.
Yeah, I mean, the viewers
or
are...
VG.
It's this is one of the things I'm calling you out, or anyone is, I think.
Yeah, I think it's VG. I think they played against VG.
Yeah. I mean, there's 4 games going on at once. It's craziness here. We're trying to watch on 4 different streams. We're trying to get ready for casts and whatnot. And, you know, there's 3 other streams going on right now with results that we don't have a clue. So, but yeah. Secret, funnily enough, right after their series, when we came up to get ready for our cast, Puppy was just in a pub game. He's like, yeah, we just won our first series of the day. I'm going to go play some Spirit Breaker. So that was his warm-up for this series. He said, we don't... I mean, I imagine when they saw the groups, they did all their prep for today in terms of drafts, and Puppy didn't feel like he needed to do any more. He just wanted to stay warmed up.
Yeah. Puppy generally doesn't pub all year, and here he is. So TI, clearly a big enough occasion for him to step it up. Nah, I mean, as a captain, as a 5 position and competitive who's been playing for like 12 years, Puppy just doesn't have to pub all that often. I feel like mechanically, I envy him. You know, how is he so good at these like micro heroes and stuff? And I'm like, I think the average mortal has to practice consistently. And I guess he's scrimming, right? But usually that's what pubs are for, is to like brush up on your mechanics. And it doesn't feel like he has to do that. But Spear Breaker, definitely a hero that you need to practice going into.
Practice those bashes.
Sure to hone that 17%.
Yeah. He always strikes me as someone who could be like a very talented core player. Like he's just that skilled.
Yeah, but I don't think you can replace his captain.
Oh no.
That's kind of
that is a huge rarity in Dota. He is, you know, in that group, very small group of maybe 2 or 3 captains of just like best captains of all time, and also just best captain in the game right now. Like he's up there, top 3 at least.
Now, with the way the meta's getting played, which is very fast-paced, skirmishes all over the map, early tower pressure from heroes like Lycan, I'm personally surprised we haven't seen as much Nature's Prophet as we have seen so far. There has been, I think, this is the first one I've seen.
I saw one. I think maybe Secret. Did they have it in their last series? When we're watching while we're waiting, there was like a.
Yeah, they did have a Nature's Prophet today. Actually, it was later on in the draft.
5 seconds
it was offlane with a 4-position Monkey King, so I guess pretty similar with the Shaker.
Shaker, yeah.
I mean, Tusk Silencer already making Shaker's job in the game pretty hard. Silencer combo breaker, or Shaker alone is his own combo. Echo Slam into Fissure.
And when you see Tusk and Beast Coast, it's not necessarily a support. We've not been thrilled about the double support pickups, but Whisper loves to play this offlane Tusk as well, so this could theoretically be a 3-position hero.
Yeah, we've seen it. The Echo Saber build. I don't know how I feel about it. There's just like certain carries where we saw PL from Secret earlier against it. If you just don't die to the Tusk,
5 seconds
the Tusk offlane feels kind of underwhelming. The whole like purpose of the kid is that he just one-shots you full to 0.
It seems like a laning stage specialty, but then after the laning stage, if you're not snowballing, it's problematic.
Literally. That one never gets old. You know, as a pun man myself, there's some of them that you always find yourself circling back to, and that is one of the archetypes for sure.
The best is like you just kind of walk into them. Like it's like I didn't plan on it. As soon as it happened, I'm like, all right, let's roll with it.
Yeah.
I'm going down that line.
Okay, so they ban out the Lina. That's Nisha
10
special.
seconds
A
remaining.
lot of teams have prioritized Lina, but Nisha particularly.
5
does love
seconds
that hero.
remaining. Team secrets turn to
Also, a
battle.
lot of pressure. I think you want a hero that conveniently, like, shoves lanes, but also plays off map a pretty good amount. That just walks to the Nature's Prophet lane at some point, where the Nature's Prophet's going to be consistently pushing your tower, consistently making you put your body there in order to defend it, and then one of those
10
times you're just going to randomly die to a
remaining.
Lina. You know, that's the kind of hero that you want to pair with it. I think.
5 seconds remaining.
Seeing some more bans coming out. I do want to just take a few steps back, look at, bird's eye view. Team Secret, I personally feel like they are coming in like intentionally as underdogs, and like to me, I put them on the same tier as EGLGD. Like to me, those are like the 3 favorites here. I think we saw such a year of dominance from them during 2020 when they won like 5 grand finals in a row 3-0, and I think this DPC they just kind of chilled a bit.
Yeah, which is weird. Usually they are super tryhard all year, and then they kind of flop a little bit at TI compared to what you'd expect. I mean, flopping for Secret was like 4th. Like compared to what they performed during the year, it's all perspective. It is a flop, but this year, I expect Secret to get top 5 personally.
Yeah.
I would put them as one of my favorites with the caliber of players that they have, and they have not expended all of their success during the season.
For sure. It feels like, there's a very different mentality coming in, and also the player and team that's knocked them out for like the last 3 TIs not here. Kuro has been Puppy's undoing for many TIs in a row, so that bodes well for him. It's kind of like you just keep getting knocked out by the same guy.
What's a Superman do when Kryptonite's gone? He takes it all, man.
So it could be different. Yeah, and I think for Secret themselves, I think even top 5, top 6. I think they're at least expecting top 3 or something. Obviously, any team in that elite group once was hoping for first place, but I feel like another top 6 for Secret that isn't what they won't be happy with that.
Yeah, they're not going to be happy with anything less than top 3, maybe top 2. But Beast Coast, on the other hand, is this not the exact same roster as Infamous?
Yeah, and it's one of the teams that's stuck around the longest. It's been and that's what's great about the DPC is like suddenly we're seeing this stability in regions that weren't usually known for stability.
Yeah, I wanted to confirm just because I'm almost certain, but they have not looked convincing on LAN. Both they first didn't show up to the first LAN, so that's an easy way to not be convincing, and then they didn't make it out of the group stage at the Animajor. So Beast Coast 0-2 so far, haven't shown anything at LANs this year. They've shown that Hector can be one of the scariest farmers in the entire world. They play the 4 protect game as good as any. Last series we saw him be on the Naga and the Sven. They did come up short in both those being 0-2, but he did get farmed. So far, they see the carry matchup already. They have a lot of space makers, disruptive supports, Silencer as well as Tusk. Timbersaw as an offlaner, his whole job in the game is pretty much to make space for the carry, whether or not that's pressuring the opponent's tier 1 towers or protecting your own. Against heroes like Nature's Prophet, you can kind of just be the wall that prevents him from getting your towers. In theory, he's nice to protect your towers, but I like him more against Chen, for instance, because Chen goes to a tower and he's committed. He's got all of his creeps there. On the other hand, Nature's Prophet just says, oh, I forced a Timbersaw to TP, I'm just going to go somewhere else. And they look like they've demoted it to 5 Prophet or mid Prophet.
It's either been demoted or upgraded. Yeah. Which way are we going? Definitely something Secret have played. Oh, they play in all 3 core roles. Like Nisha plays it, Matu plays it, and I plays it. So
yeah, it's almost certainly a carry Ursa. Hero that's been underwhelming, I would say. It has been a stack meta for a long time. They did nerf stacks, which buffed Ursa slightly because he definitely never farms them. You're no longer going the Battle Fury build of old. And being the hyper carry, we're almost always seeing the Diffusal Blade into run at you, secure the early Roshan. It's really nice if you can skip the Morbid with a hero like Nature's Prophet who has summons to tank the Rosh for you, because you'll kill it really fast. You're also meant to shut down the Timbersaw early, so he has a clear purpose in the game. And they go for Sven, who in theory is nice against Prophet because he clears the trees, but Team Secret's entire lineup kind of just says whoever puts their body in front of this trees is going to die. So I almost would have liked the hero that doesn't have to put themselves in the lane, but that's not the case here. So
5 seconds remaining.
if Beast Coast falls behind even slightly, they will get absolutely ran over. But they have very greedy heroes on Team Secret. They all need like that first item. Darkseer needs that first item. Ursa needs that first item. Nature's Prophet, wherever he goes, will need at least something. So Beast Coast, I think, functions a lot better with just levels.
Yeah. It's not one of those Darkseer games where it's paired up with like a really aggressive 4 that's looking to put pressure on it, feels like. It's a Darkseer that's looking to farm.
Turn to
Yeah.
ban.
Earthshaker's more about securing the lane rather than dominating the lane. And they banned the Ember Spirit.
Well, yeah, as far as Beast Coast, you're thinking just going to be offline Timber. They are going to actually play the Tusk as a support this time.
Yeah, I don't... Honestly, I've seen some
10
5
seconds
Timbers.
remaining.
Oh, yeah.
I
I was thinking more like mid-Timber.
I don't think he'll... I don't think Timber is a hero that gets countered and then you put him mid. I think he's more of a, oh, they picked Kunkka mid? Okay, fine, I'll put Timber mid.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like taking a crucial role out of the game on Timbersaw when he gets countered. The hero, it doesn't make you feel better to like dodge the lane. Ursa honestly doesn't lane against you very well. It's just once he gets level 7 on Ursa, maybe even level 8 or 9, he starts to chew through you and represents that kill threat.
5 seconds
They banned the
remaining.
Invoker. Okay.
Well, Beast Coast, well, that
Beast Coast's
final pick of the
turn to
draft. No
ban.
DK, no Ember. Have you felt like, from your games and just watching games you watch, like that having that last pick of the draft is a big advantage still these days, or not as much?
People were commenting that first pick got heavily buffed because in the second round, you now get that Darkseer
10
pick, the 8th
seconds
pick
remaining.
overall, which you used to go to second pick. It used to be alternating. Now it's
5
first pick, then
seconds
2 picks
remaining.
from second pick, and then first pick again. But actually, in this case, sorry, Sven. So second pick has now been feeling more powerful. I'm like mixing up my two sides here. It's the fact that you have the 2 later picks to me that is so scary.
Yeah.
That Sven plus the response pick here. But honestly, I don't think I've seen too many drafts where it's just gotcha and you lose the game. I don't think a lot of the cheese heroes are very powerful right now. None of the Meepos, the Huskars, even Tinker,
10
who has a
seconds
really high pub win
remaining.
rate
Beast Coast's turn
with
to
the rework, so he doesn't have to buy Boots of Travel anymore.
A lot of the cheese heroes were also just reworked and made less cheesy, I think.
Yeah.
That's something I think Iceberg is like, okay, we can make Dota less, wonky. And some heroes like
Absolutely.
Meepo just aren't that good right now. Brood, same thing, kind of
10
being a
seconds
bit overly nerfed.
remaining.
When the
TA?
cheese heroes are good, they're for you just pick them early.
5 seconds
Like when Brood's
remaining.
good, it's first 2 worthy. But yeah, and it's felt like that's been a trend maybe even for the last few years, where teams are just way better and overall, like they know how to draft. They don't get caught out by surprise by cheese picks.
It's amazing how hard it is to not get caught off guard, but if you get cheesed enough,
Yeah.
eventually you come prepared. I said TA, but then I see the Darkseer, and I immediately retract that statement.
Again, into the puck. What do Beast Coast want? They haven't got much time here.
Yeah, the DK's banned out, TA's kind of blocked, just naming puck lane counters right now. Okay.
Choose your hero.
They needed a Yules builder. You need it against the Ion Shell Surge of Darkseer, which can both be dispelled. The Overpower of Ursa can be dispelled. You also want to Yules him up in the air when he ults, and then you have the Silence from Puck. So a natural Yules builder was definitely necessary, but I'm definitely leaning towards Team Secret's draft. I think Darkseer with a decent laning phase is terrifying, so my only concern is maybe those few early levels. I think Sven Silencer is way stronger than Earthshaker Darkseer, level 1 and 2. Like, Darkseer needs that second point in Ion Shell. But if they can get past that, I think Secret's early game will just come online much faster.
Yeah. Something I feel like, especially the viewers always notice, you see Beast Coast draft and you're like, 3 melee cores. And they've got an Ursa, even Puck, like Dream Call, locking these heroes down. It's hard to play with all these melee cores into Secret's heroes to some extent.
Yeah. Earthshaker alone is scary. This is 4 melee heroes, all of which have to be point. There are like melee heroes in the game that don't have to be point blank range to do their job, and these are all heroes that Tusk has to be casting tag team. Timbersaw's abilities are all on top of him. Same with Finn and Void Spirit. Void Spirit's not some backlining mid hero, you know. So if they ever get caught vacuum 3 or 4 heroes, they will all die.
Yeah, there is a lot of combo potential in this Team Secret team fight. See there, we're talking about Puppy in his pub game. He's got that level 20 Nature's Prophet, so something he is well versed in. Whispers Timbersaw, a classic for him. And here we are. We're going to hop ourselves into game 1.
Good to be this good.
I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah,
For battle.
I'm surprised. It's classic PPD. I love it.
Yeah, if you could name a more iconic voice line for who it represents, I don't think any of them do a better job.
I hope we see a bit more of that on the main stage. Not sure the EU teams are big PPD fans necessarily though, so maybe they won't be as on board the PPD spam. We'll have to figure out what the voice line meta is. You know, that's a meta in itself.
I think the voice line meta is how many languages can understand your voice line. Like the FE one is perfect because laughs are a global thing or universal thing, and then also like how many Dota situations can you say it where it will tilt the opponent.
Yeah.
I think that seems like a
30
really
seconds
important
to
aspect of the voice lines.
East goes with an early invade, gonna come in, block some camps and everything. Deny some of that farm game. I think perhaps knowing that Shaker's gonna be maybe spending a lot of time out of lane doing some stacks. I'm gonna shut down those shenanigans.
It feels good to be this good.
It does get help.
It looks like maybe they're
The
dodging.
battle begins.
Oh no, they're just being aggressive. I got mixed up a little bit there.
Do you think it's tactical? Like they know, Secret EG, they've had those rivalries in the past. Does he bust out the PPD voice line just for Team Secret?
Team Secret seems like the team that would just mute everybody on the enemy team regardless. They're not even going to let you potentially tilt them with voice lines. And Secret's doing something really cool here, where they know Timbersaw kind of relies on being inside the creep wave in order to get those reactive stacks up if he wants to go for that. Or he wants to use Timber Chain to hit you and last hits at the same time. So they're confronting him. They're poising to confront him before he even enters the lane. And right now, Schofield is mid lane, warding the small camp and potentially looking to de-ward anywhere else. So he's not there yet. He's going to give Matu probably a free creep wave, which in a matchup like this, which is kill heavy one way or the other, can make a game-changing difference.
Yeah, he just can't come out. Puppy's just chilling with Treants, has the Blightstone too, so I mean, Timber, not much starting armor, does have the ring of protection, but that's tough for him. Take a look at some of these other lanes, a lot of damage going back and forth in the mid lane. Chrysalok getting very low there. We're going to see how they look to salvage some of these lanes. I think Schofield already recognizing this bottom lane is going to be tough without the reactive armor, is looking to pull these.
Look at what Puppy's doing. That is such a cool move.
Drags the wave with a Treant. So Schofield, it still moved the creep wave, but
It's the jungle lane.
yeah, the fourth lane. Have you heard the stories? And Puppy just trading right clicks with Schofield here. Has ice shots, but what a really clever stop for him. They are completely keeping Whisper away. He has hit level 2. It looks like he wants to grab the next wave, which he'll succeed in
grabbing
doing
the
so.
other way.
Yeah.
This is
I
clowning.
don't even want to look at it.
Oh, okay, he's taking it under tower. He's like, okay, you can have it. This is too inconvenient for me. I think he's going to wait till he gets his boots first. Oh, he's going Glove of Haste first. Okay. Ursa's a really weak laner nowadays.
Yep.
Ursa used to be such a lane dominator, so having a free farm lane like this on Ursa, you're perfectly content with this.
All that chaos going on there was a first blood up top.
Yeah, they used a vacuum, because I leveled it level 2 instead of Surge.
Ooh.
It feels good to be this good.
And looking over at our mid lane, we have ourselves a Puck versus Void Spirit lane. So far, pretty even. Both now going to start going for some of those water runes. Puck, actually, no water rune for
It
you.
feels good to be this
Radiant's
good.
bottom
But
tower
he's going
is
to be
under
A-okay.
attack.
Nice job by Yapster to make sure that Nisha gets the bottle refill up top.
You'd think Whisper's busy laning instead of voice lining, but he's been dragging creeps about 80% of the time.
Yeah. Doesn't have to focus on the last hits quite as much when he's just running away. He gets a creep wave under the tower now. And good job by Tusk giving him this kind of solo XP. It's still level 1 Tusk, but Timber's a hero that can really benefit from that solo experience. Back up top. They managed to chase down K1 Hector and get the kill on the Sven. So that's the carry going down.
This is a lane I said I thought they would win level 1 and 2 on the East Coast. Like, if they were going to pull ahead and dominate this laning stage, they would be winning by now, and they've fed 2 kills already.
Yeah.
So that's very concerning to me, because Darkseer, the thing about it is, can you kill the Ion Shell before it kills you when it comes to farming, right? And if you can't, then you're forced out of lane, which means that the Darkseer will free farm. He'll eventually take your tower. He's going to set up easy dives because he's got heroes like Puck that can conveniently rotate, a support Nature's Prophet that can TP behind your tower and summon trees. I think these early deaths indicate a very early loss of the tier 1 tower when the Nature's Prophet sees the time to change. Like, maybe the 5-minute catapult might be the time.
And a mid-hero like a Puck is a hero that's more than happy to get active too, I feel. So we could see that Puck make those plays to make sure you secure towers or even get some extra kills along the way. Doesn't necessarily bode well for Beast Coast just yet. We'll see if they can find a way to salvage things. If the Timber does get off to a good start in terms of getting that solo XP and some early items, he's going to be the one that needs to defend those towers.
The seeds of fortune.
Dire's structures are
A lot of back and forth mid here. Nisha's getting a little body blocked here. Chris Lux, he's begging for that high 5.
Ooh!
And he thought he'd get past the tree.
Yeah. That look, I mean, it was one of those things that looks kind of bad, but it was probably just like a 0.1 second longer, and he would have jaunted over the tree. Nice solo kill from Chris Luck. He's a player that needs to step up if Beast Coast want to take a game or games off Team Secret.
They were already down by 1k at 3 minutes into the game prior to that solo kill, and we talked about the momentum that Secret's lineup has early to mid-game, and Stinger might be going down again.
Gets vacuumed back in. Nice stun from the Sven just to save his support, but okay. Doesn't feel great, and yeah, the Iron Shell just constantly getting them low here. They haven't got any salves. They're out of regen. This is bad news for them in this top lane.
That solo kill was pretty massive is what I was getting at, because if they weren't winning mid, like I think if Chris Luck had died to Nisha, it'd be like GG.
Yeah.
Because they'd be losing all 3 lanes at that point. But now, we're feeling okay. I'm just concerned if K1's going to have the space to farm the stacks that Sven generally needs in order to hit that crucial timing. Usually he gets his first item, and then he gets very quickly to his second item. And Schofield has been stacking, at least this big camp. He has not stacked the Ancients yet.
We'll see if Void Spirit makes his way over there. Void Spirit looking for another kill, misses on the disable. He's going to make his way back out there. Not sure he would have had the damage to kill Nisha. He did have the raindrops out, so Chris Luck using up one of those astral steps, and Nisha looking a-okay here. Level 5 to the level 6 of the Void Spirit. Has to be a little bit careful for now.
Matu queued up the Mask of Madness after the treads. This is a throwback if he ends up going for it. I think it's been a couple years since I saw a Mask of Madness version. Puck guys again. Okay, it wasn't solo, but Tusk is not exactly a support you'd think that kills a Puck.
Here comes the move. We kind of talked about this potentially happen with the Nature's Prophet coming up top, and Yaps are getting very low here. Does die to the creeps in the end here. Is the Iron Shield damage going to be enough to bring down Stinger, but not quite the outcome I think Team Secret were hoping for there. Schofield in the trees. Looking for Zai, who is going to go for a TP out. Can he get him with a snowball in time? No.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This has been a fantastic showing from Chris Luck so far, finding multiple kills and been a lot of pressure on Nisha's Puck, who has died twice now. Gets the rune as well, so the 50-50 exchange going his way. Tries the D ward, gets caught by a Dreamcaller. I don't know if they've got the damage here. I believe he should be okay. Yeah, Dreamcaller's going to be wearing off, and Chris Luck just gets himself out of there as Puppy comes teeping in just for the D ward.
Did force him to pop the Arcane Rune, so it's not completely useless. that they coiled him there. And they are going to threaten his tower. They brought him down to half, and now he has to be a little bit concerned, but really nice creep drag by Schofield to make it so the catapult will die. Really good awareness by him that his core just needs a little bit of help getting rid of that catapult. Huge amount of pressure represented by these catapults, but Beast Coast has thwarted them.
Even the top tier 1 tower is like almost full health still, and that's the tower.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying that's the tower you were kind of saying like you expected to maybe drop early with that Nature's Prophet rotation.
Yeah, they managed to survive that dive where Yapsor went down behind the tower. And that's really important. When you have a hero like Sven against Ursa, very invasive carry, you need to protect your early towers. We saw what happened last game with T1 where the game was pretty even, and when they just lost their towers, eventually they got ran over, out efficiencyed on the map. Oh, but Hector.
Yeah, he's just doing his thing, farming the jungle, but gets caught out with the Observer Ward and chased down. I believe that was the Shrine Ward scouting him out, and they use that to hunt him down as
It feels good to be
Chris
this
Luck
good.
getting poked at will be fine.
Don't mind me.
This just feels so bad as Sven, where the opponent can walk into your jungle, and you don't know if they're ganking you or not. The thing about Darkseer and Earthshaker is they could just be farming a stack together with Ion Chill, and you just never know. And you don't want to, like, stop hitting creeps on Sven. You know, like, maybe they're coming, but you kind of have to sometimes. And Hector, he's probably just going to retreat to Triangle now, as he misses the stack. Stinger, man. Ugh.
Yeah, they got one.
That hurts.
Here's, yep. Pops the God Strength, so he'll use that to clear through all those waves here. Is that back at top? Puppy. Oh, he's found a Courier. Says, forget Schofield. I want that Courier, and I want to start poking at this tier 1 tower. Over at bottom, Whisper trying to pressure the tower himself, but just Timbersaw doesn't push particularly fast. He just deals with the creep waves and doesn't get too low.
You can tell Schofield's scared for his towers. Look at his skill build. He's got a 2-2-0 skill build as opposed to the standard max tag team. His job is to clear waves as best he can, defend his towers, peel waves off. Very fascinating. I don't think I've ever seen this skill build since the rework of the tag team.
And
going Veil. Interesting. Makes sense this game.
Chris Luck gets caught by a vacuum, but there's no follow-up.
So much pressure. Whisper's trying bottom, but he's just a 10%.
Yep. And it seems like for Beast Coast, they're just trying to delay it as much as possible. It will finally now go down, but keeping up for a decent amount of time, it still feels like. Uh-oh. Chris Luck gets out of there, okay. How's the Dream Call committed?
On Radiant side, you're happy to trade sides like this when you have an Ursa. Because you're just going to take Roche the second Beast Coast puts 3 to 4 heroes bottom. And so Beast Coast is going to have to constantly be aware of that. I put that in the hands of Chris Luck.
Nisha, double damage Void Spirit. Can he get the solo kill here? Chris Luck gets him low. There's no more Astral Steps, though, and he's going to be a little bit careful.
It's a good space.
Has got the Dissimulate still to maybe try and use that one to escape. Doesn't go to the high ground, though. Stays on the low ground. Gets caught by a Fisher here. I think he was trying to catch him by surprise and juke into the trees, maybe. But Secret didn't fall for it.
I think that's Roche. Yep. Mask of Madness, this is why he seemingly built it. He's only level 7. Usually you need a couple more points in the overpower.
There's the Treant's Puppy microing them one at a time so he doesn't trigger the clap. This is some big brain puppy stuff.
They scouted out.
Yeah,
He has Snowball.
Know. Okay.
Wait to finish it?
Nice.
Oh, nice
Fissure
vision,
just, yeah, if he went in there, the Fissure was waiting for him.
Look at that Sprout. That was a perfect Sprout.
Yep. This is become one of Puppy's best heroes as Schofield now in all sorts of trouble. There's a God Strength being popped somewhere. Chases on Schofield, does manage to get himself out of there. I believe they were pressuring this T1 mid tower, but Nisha shows up, and with the threat of the Dream Call, they've got to be a little bit careful here. Macho getting very low. He's got this Aegis, but he may just lose it if he's not careful here. Does end up going down. Great play from Whisper. Gets caught by the Fissure here. The follow-up from Nisha is there with the Dream Call. Catches out too. I don't think they've got the damage to kill this Timbersaw. This is decent for Beast Coast. A lot of spells being forced from the Team Secret side, and they are holding their own, breaking the Aegis right after it gets picked up.
This is a level 9 offlane Timber to the level 7 Ursa, who was picked in response to the Timber. It's meant to be a counter.
Yeah.
I wonder what's really happened to Matsu's game. I guess he felt the need to group up with his team early because he got booted out of lane. And that's showing. He's level 7 to the level 10 of Hector. That does not feel good at all.
I mean, you highlight Schofield's build. I feel like he's just played such a smart game with how he secured the Timbers lane and since then just kept towers alive. Puppy does a nice sprout to get out of the ice shards, but still goes down top.
I remember during their run for 8th place at TI9, I believe it was. Schofield was one of my favorite players to watch. The word I use for him is pesky. He's just so pesky. You know, you're a secret. You know your game plan. Let's put some early pressure on these tier 1s. What the hell? This Tusk is 3-2-0 and his skill build. You know what?
And it's unorthodox. Like usually there's standard plays. Okay, the enemy 4 position playing this hero. Usually will do plan A, and if that doesn't work, they go to plan B. He's just doing he's on plan X. He's doing all kinds of wonky stuff.
Yeah, he's on his own little universe, and it totally makes sense though. That's the beauty of it. Whenever people innovate, and then you just see it come into fruition in the way they play the game out, it's really cool to watch. It shows such an understanding of their role in the game, and the part of the reason that Hector has become so famous for being the fast farmer that he is that the rest of his team has gone through rigorous training of how to take care of the map 4v5.
Yeah.
Schofield putting on a clinic for you here.
Matu gets in rage up before the stun comes in, but the ice shards block is there. Schofield holding onto the Walrus Punch will hit Matu. Snowball follow-up as well, and Matu is gonna go down. Great kill for Beast Ghost.
Don't let him bait you, Matu. I have been baited by this Schofield man myself way too many times. And this is the first time I think I've ever seen a Tusk go first item Veil. Yeah. I believe I have never seen that. And it's quite cool because they kind of have damage issues defending lanes and overall just before the Sven gets items.
Schofield continuing to poke the bear that is Team Secret, but right now they're not quite looking like a bear with how Beast Coast is having their way. Schofield will finally go down, but Puppy dies mid. That was Whisper getting a solo kill. Had the Yule Scepter and I guess making a nice little play there as he's now on the run, being chased down a little bit. I don't think Matu can do this on his own. Just be a little bit careful.
I really like the first item Yules. Most Timbers just default to Hood. Against a lot of magic damage, they have Puck, Darkseer, Earthshaker. It's not like they're lacking. But against the Ursa, I highlighted the need of Yules in the draft. And against the Darkseer as well. And they've immediately queued it up, knowing it's more important to dodge the damage than it is to, like, soak it.
Nice body tramp blocks from Puppy. Just a silencer kill, though, but... Yeah, his whole build, he's anti-Ursa. He's got the Halberd queued up second. We'll see if he does ultimately end up buying it, but he's making his entire game about negating what Matu can do in his Ursa.
Yeah, the Sven-Ursa matchup, if they could, like, ignore each other, Sven would benefit from it. But if the two heroes are forced to interact, then Ursa wins the matchup. And Whisper's like, I'm not going to allow you to hit my Sven.
You'll set up. Into the pull, and they're going to bring down the puck with the help of the Global Silence. Snowball in, looking for more. They get the punch, they get the... Oh, no! Yes!
Oh my... I mean, we did say if there's a vacuum...
They were just about to get that last right click to kill him, and the vacuum interrupted it. Holy cow. Ooh.
You can, feel that from the monitor, you know?
Yeah. That's the heartbreaking one for Beast Coast. If you're a Secret, you're thinking, hell yeah, that went perfectly.
This just reminds me in your pubs where you're the mid lane and you're
another
struggling,
look.
You're dead.
Here it is.
And here's your team.
He looked so dead until that vacuum came in.
That's a highlight for the entire tournament right there. That is... Nisha says, I've now been killed by Chris Luck 3 times. Carry me. As Yapsor and Zai proceed to put the entire team on their back.
Yeah. The Team Secret team fight. Zai, he's 4-0-6, being in 10 of these 11 kills on a Darkseer. That's not a hero you necessarily expect that. And then you've got Yapsor in all 11 of these kills, 2, 2, and 9.
Something's got to blink.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
And that was indeed Beast Coast. They were dead. But
and it's the Team Secret line.
Yeah. Observer Ward going to find Schofield, just going for a D ward there, but now he knows exactly what's going on. Secret pulling ahead, 3K gold lead.
What the hell? We were just talking up Beast Coast and how they seemed in control, and then suddenly one vacuum, and that's just not the case anymore.
Yeah.
They both have halberds. I don't know how I feel about the double halberd. If you're Timbersaw, I don't want to say he's ruining his own game, but he's inconveniencing his own game in order to make your game easier. I don't know how I feel about also doing it yourself, because Sven doesn't mind Halberd. It's a strength item that he benefits from the damage, but you don't want to buy Halberd.
A big solo kill by Whisper. It's a bit of a deja vu here. The Dream Call is there, looking to catch him on the retreat. He still may be able to get his way out of this one. Doesn't manage to Timber Chain to the high ground here. Whisper doesn't want to go through the wall until he's got the Timber Chain.
That's easy farm. You can Timber Chain through that infinitely for that 5 gold.
Still being chased a little bit here. He's just going to go into the enemy base and TP out.
Of course.
Love it.
It feels good to be this good.
And Schofield again, caught trying to D-ward, I think. The same ward twice. He's committed to the D-ward job.
I said he's pesky. He might also be insane, because he has tried the exact same thing multiple times, and it has not worked any of those times.
It's the space for K1. I mean, it's like a bit of those, like, oh, we can joke about, like, oh, you know, he shouldn't die twice in the same ward, but it's like, he finds out where they are, and K1 is free farming elsewhere on the map.
You know, if you're in a pub and I was the Tusk, and my teammates flamed me, my response would be to ping